Camp, live from Oxnard, California. KTFM, Floresville, 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 FM, San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys went through a light walkthrough today here in Oxnard. Public was not allowed to attend, and they are working out some pass rushers. That in the wake of the Sam Williams injury, including former Jets and Bengals defensive end Carl Lawson. And there will be football tonight. Preseason kicks off with the Texans taking on the Bears. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. You can hear it right here on 94.1. And Simone Biles, congrats. First woman since 1968 to win the all-around championship.
By Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Oxnard, California, our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage continues. Sponsored by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Nice 71 degrees here in Oxnard.
Another
Light
beautiful
breeze.
day. Yeah,
it's Groundhog Day.
pretty much. A little bit different today, Cowboy-wise.
Yeah.
Just a little light walkthrough. No public here at all.
And after the night that we had last night, we needed a light walkthrough today.
Well, we didn't have a light walkthrough. We still have to work just as hard, train just as hard, run around, set up, get everything going just as hard as we always do.
Yeah, well, we always give it 110%. We go through all the plays and, get everything done. I mean, that's what we do.
One game at a time, Jason.
One
day at a time.
One segment at a time,
It's
Reinagel.
Thursday.
One segment. It's already Thursday.
I know it.
It is amazing when you think about tomorrow is our last show here in Oxnard. Saturday, we head back to the heat.
Yeah, don't talk about that.
What do you mean don't talk about
that? Don't talk about it. Let's enjoy today. Why you got to spoil everything?
I'm not spoiling everything. I'm just like yesterday we didn't know what day it was, and today it's almost Getaway Friday.
Well, almost. It's Thursday.
It is
it's
Thursday.
Steak night tonight.
It is.
That's going to be fun. That's it. Let's enjoy the day. Said, we're going back in the heat. Blah, blah, blah.
God, you act like you didn't get any sleep last night, grumpy ass.
I didn't.
Oh, we got more sleep than the morning, guys. I mean, we did have a night last night. It was an adventure getting down to the Hollywood Bowl. Yesterday on the show, Ice Cube told us we could make that in 2 hours. I don't want to say Ice Cube lied, but we didn't make it in 2 hours.
Well, Ice Cube doesn't make it in 2. I mean, he gets, driven everywhere and it probably knows all the shortcuts, but it was a lot of traffic. Let's just put it that way. Once you got into LA, I made that drive. It's really, I've driven in LA before, but in that kind of traffic, that might've been my first.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess.
I didn't drive much when we used to come. That was Mr. Marcus Floyd. He would drive.
Marcus drive?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Why not?
I've seen him drive.
Well, I have too. He would drive.
Mm-hmm.
And I was okay with that.
Well, yesterday, we go down to the Hollywood Bowl. And quite honestly, I think A.J. Hoffman screwed you. Yeah, I think he was scared to drive in that L.A. traffic. Because
of course he was.
The truth is, he said, I'm taking one for the team. I'm not going to drink. I'll be the driver. So I'll do all the driving on Wednesday because he's trying to be a professional and he knows he's got to go to work at 2:00 in the morning and our big boss is in town and going on the trip. So, all of a sudden AJ Hoffman turned back into interview mode AJ Hoffman last night. I haven't seen that guy the entire time he has worked here, except he didn't drive. He said, I'm going to save up for the drive home. I'll drive you home, but, you drive down there. And he says that to me. I'm already in the back of the van, so you were walking up, so you ended up driving. Well, I think he was just scared to drive in L.A. traffic in rush hour.
I was fine with driving. Didn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
The problem with it, and I don't know about you, but after I got home last night, I had to go upstairs and clean my drawers. That dude drives like an idiot. I mean, I know Dax, our boss, he was like getting Rob. He was scaring the hell out of Rob.
Well, I was a little worried about Dax because we were in the back of the van, and as the short guy in the group, I don't mind getting to the back of the van. Dax took one for the team and didn't kick anybody else out of one of the nice chairs up front. But then, we're driving down the road and Dax mentions, I get car sick. I'm like, oh, crap. You can't get car sick back here. And then he had a little accident.
Yeah.
He claims it was his drink spilled. But I think AJ's driving. It was like being in the F-14 simulator.
No, dude, I don't know what he was thinking. He had a cheeseburger in one hand, chicken nuggets in the other, and driving with his knees.
Well, and all those road turtles. I'm like, dude, you're sober. We're going to get pulled over.
We made it home.
We made it.
Let's talk. Yeah. I've got to tell you, first and foremost, the Hollywood Bowl is a fantastic place. My first time there, it was just, if you've never seen it, you got to put that on your bucket list. We heard a little bit of John Mellencamp. Willie Nelson closed the show, and he was fantastic. Bob Dylan sucked.
You're being too kind.
Dude, he sucked.
Saying Bob Dylan sucked last night is being too kind. Now, Bob Dylan is a legend, and I am glad that I can say that I saw Bob Dylan. But my God, that was awful. And I thought it was just us, right? And I don't know, 2 or 3 songs in. Now, we had seats. You got ITB seats in the building seats.
Yeah, exactly.
We were barely in the building with these seats that A.J. Hoffman found. And we ended up standing on the kind of the ramp area, right dead center, but we were at the top of the Hollywood Bowl. We were barely in the building. We were just inside the fence. It was great view, and honestly, at the Hollywood Bowl, the higher up you are, the better, because you get the mountains in the background, the scenery, and it's incredible.
You get the full view of the place.
Like the Sphere in Las Vegas. Normally you think concert, you want as close as you can. But at the Sphere in Vegas, at the Hollywood Bowl, the higher the better. And I don't mean higher in a Los Angeles, it's legal here kind of sense.
Although you just breathed last night, you got high.
The contact. Sure. Well, hell, Willie Nelson was in the building. So, of course, it comes with the territory. But Brett, who did we see last night? Bob Dylan was so bad. We're 2 songs in, and you and I were like, all right, well, let's go find more beer.
Exactly. Dude, I'm going to tell you, I was about to fall asleep.
Well, we were having a conversation, and we were getting shushed by some lady. I'm like, lady, if you wanted to enjoy the show, you could have bought a better ticket. Don't tell me to shush. But then we get on the shuttle bus back to the parking garage, and there was this lady that might make my mother seem young, complaining and dropping the F word everywhere about how bad Bob Dylan was, which I thought was hilarious. That made my night, that old lady using the F word about how bad Bob Dylan was.
I wasn't the only one that noticed that. Look, the music at times was good. Some dude was playing a harmonica, and that was good.
Yeah.
And so
we have to say some dude, because we were so far away, we couldn't even see on the video walls who was actually playing.
But the
harmonica.
Speakers were great.
Yes.
And we could hear just fine. But I'm sorry. And I tried. I know the dude's a legend. I know all of that. But, man, it just blew.
Mm-hmm.
It was bad.
And you are spot on. That was a bad performance.
But Willie saved the day. Coming in and closing us out.
But I don't know that I'll ever try to go see Willie again. Because Willie is great.
You
Willie
may not get an opportunity.
Well, I might not get it, but I've said that the last 2 times I've seen Willie. And Willie was great, but and compared to Bob Dylan, he was incredible. But in reality, Willie sounded old. His voice sounded tired.
Does, yeah.
And it's Willie and friends, because he can't finish a song anymore. Thank goodness every song that he's singing, the crowd is finishing the song.
Yes.
Trigger looks more worn than I've ever seen. Trigger, his famous guitar. It's almost wore out. But and the fact that Willie is 91 and on this incredible tour.
It's crazy.
It really is incredible. But man, I'm afraid if Willie stopped touring, he would not live a day longer. But in reality, Willie is he's a national treasure. But my goodness, the
voice is going.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
It really is. Well, it's like watching an athlete that can't do it anymore, and you're saying, dude, you got to hang it up. That was kind of
Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Kinda.
I mean, except for he's got the senior tour and a cart that could save him. I don't know if there's anything that could save Willie at this point. The voice is just gone. I mean, when you hear him, out of breath 2 songs in, you realize, and you're sitting down.
What was good, though, Minix, is the fact that every now and then he'd hit a note. He'd hit a tune.
Yeah.
And it sounded like old school Willie. And it was so it was good. And that was enough for me. But it was the songs, you sing along. The music was great. And so he kind of saved the day. But I was really disappointed with Bob Dylan.
Well,
never been a Bob Dylan fan, truth be told.
Were you disappointed? You were not excited about him to begin with. So there wasn't much that Bob could do to make you happy, because
sing a song you understand. That dude. And so it took me right back to the old Saturday Night Live Dana Carvey impression of Bob Dylan, and it was spot on.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, just being at that venue though was a lot of fun. A few cold beers and good music for the most part. It was fun. It was a good night.
It was a good night. Looking at some of the comments on our YouTube channel, subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Vince Neil is the new Bob Dylan. And Joe was right. Should have went to see Vanilla Ice.
I'm telling you.
Now, I still think what we did last night was better than Vanilla Ice at the Ventura County Fair.
Just seeing the venue at the Hollywood Bowl was worth it for me, no matter what. Just seeing that and being a part of that and being inside there. And I told my wife this morning, I said, babe, we got to come back here. We'll find a show and come back, and because you got to see this place. And she told me something, I had no idea. Said, I've never been to Los Angeles.
What?
And I said, but really? I mean, it surprised me. It's something I didn't know. So we got to make a point at it. So when we get home, I'm going to look at the schedule at the Hollywood Bowl. We're going to find a concert, and we're coming.
Sounds like a plan.
It'll be fun.
It's a great venue. I've told you before. The Hollywood Bowl is iconic. You got to go, and it sounds great.
It does.
The Forum might be the best place to watch a concert.
Dude, I've been to the Forum.
Yeah, but not for a
care.
concert. I mean, Spurs closed that place down as a basketball venue, but watching a live show at the Forum is one of the best music venues that I've been to. And easy flight, you get the beach, so many things you could do. I can't believe your wife, although I know your wife, I don't know if you want to bring her out here, because she's not going to be happy in Los Angeles.
Why?
She's going to be in Beverly Hills. She's going to do shopping on Rodeo Drive.
Okay.
I just, that's a bad idea, man.
No, and
that's a bad idea.
And what was cool was driving to the Hollywood and being in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a cool place, too.
Yeah, but you're not going to stay there. You're going to get a spot in Santa Monica, maybe down at Newport Beach.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she's going to go shopping.
I don't understand the problem with that.
I'm just, all of that's great until she goes shopping.
No, it's fine.
Oh, you say that now.
I got no problem with that.
You say that now.
No problem with that at all.
You say that now. She's never been, man. She's going to go nuts.
Well, she might. She's kind of an East Coast girl.
Mm-hmm.
So coming out west is a little bit different. But I had no idea. I learned something this morning about my wife. She'd never been to Los Angeles. And I've been here about 5 million times.
Yeah, stay in Venice and just about Malibu or Beverly Hills.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, she knows.
Yeah.
If you don't know about that, you had your head in the sand.
I just know your wife likes to shop, and boy.
We're going to go and see a good concert. That's the plan. We're going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
It's going to happen. Mike McCarthy joined the morning huddle today, Rob and AJ, on about 48 minutes of sleep. Well, those boys,
respect to those guys.
I mean, credit those guys, man. They're professionals, although they're sound asleep now and have been since about 8:04 local time. But Mike McCarthy had some interesting things to say, especially about his contract situation. If you missed it this morning, we're going to hear some of the clips from Mike McCarthy on the morning huddle. We'll also talk with Cowboys safety Donovan Wilson coming up at 2:30, and maybe Jerry Jones if he pops in, maybe.
He's scheduled. They haven't told us no, but they weren't sure.
Yeah,
so you never know.
It's been a tentative all morning.
It has.
So we'll see. If Jerry Jones jumps in, then we'll talk with Jerry. If not, who knows? Donovan Wilson, though, coming up at 2:30. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1. The Morning Huddle.
I am on the record as saying I prefer old people concerts because generally people sit down in their seat and they don't jump up and scream the whole time and they just watch the show, and I'm for that. Well, and Minix says, Minix said, you never sit down at a rock show. And I said, well, I do. And when you stand up, I'm still taller than you.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings, 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Can a president not have sex with a porn star?
Clinton did it. No one had a problem with Clinton doing it.
Or Kennedy, or...
No one had problems with them doing it, right?
It's definitely an ingredient that was injected from the other side. What's the guy's name? Mm-hmm. The evil guy from Hungary. Super rich.
Dracula?
No.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
My son loves to fly kites, but my active psoriatic arthritis can sometimes hold me back. Now with Skyrizi to treat my skin and joints, I'm ready to go. Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults, helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi today and visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We worked with urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Ryan-Egel. I'm Jason Minix. Don't forget, San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present their first annual back-to-school drive this Saturday, noon to 2. We have 500 backpacks free and school supplies for all school-aged children. Kids must be present at the Gomez Law Firm over there on Moss Rock Drive. It's scheduled noon to 2, but it truly is while supplies last. The first annual back-to-school drive this Saturday, noon to 2, presented by the Gomez Law Firm and a part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, and Las Palapas.
So to turn that on. I can't just take a family portrait down there and say, I got 10 kids.
Kids have to be present.
They got to be present.
Although anybody that listens to this show know that you have half of that.
Well, just about, yeah. But they don't need backpacks.
Oh, yeah, but their kids need backpacks.
Well, sure, but you can do that?
I don't know. Load the kids up in the car. Get the neighbor's kids.
Kids don't need backpacks. They don't go to school yet. We're going to stock up?
Well, you realize school starts in a couple of weeks.
But my grandkids are too young. They're not going to school.
Do they not go to daycare?
No.
All right. Well, then they don't count.
Then they don't need it.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be for you to do anyway. I mean, Grandpa, I'll buy your backpack.
Yeah, sure.
Kiddo.
Why not?
And a trapper keeper.
Why not?
Well, I'm guessing kids don't use trapper keepers anymore.
I don't know.
They went out with the 80s.
That's a damn shame, because that was a genius innovation. A trapper keeper. It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Hey, can I just say congrats to Simone Biles? Is this woman just incredible?
Yes.
I mean, she's unbelievable. Again, making history today, and winning another overall championship, her second, and she becomes the oldest person to do that. The woman is just incredible.
I mean, obviously we've been at training camp all day, so we didn't get to watch her, but to win another all-around gold medal and to realize, okay, that's only the second time it's ever happened. And I'm by no means any kind of expert on gymnastics and all of that. I just watch her in amazement, but to realize that doesn't happen very often tells you just how special it is and how damn talented she is.
I tell you what, it's just I'm the same way as you. I don't follow it that closely, but when she's competing
every 4 years,
when she's competing, it's incredible. So congratulations to her. That is just fantastic.
You think about earlier today, this morning, the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys was on with the morning huddle, Rob and AJ, and nice because he didn't do any media today. It was coordinator day on the podium, but I like the fact that what he had to say about working this year as a lame duck coach, essentially, that he doesn't have a contract. He's in a prove-it year.
I think it's like that every day. I think anybody that's been in this league a long time realizes that. So, yeah, there's a business component to every single one of us. Everybody's on a contract. We're all subcontractors. So, and those are really off-season conversations, and we've all committed to this opportunity. I mean, the work for the Dallas Cowboys is a phenomenal opportunity in this league, and we don't take that lightly, any of us. So whether it's 1 year, 2 years, it doesn't matter. So I mean, I think you have to look at that on a daily basis.
You know what? That's the right answer,
Mm-hmm.
but BS. He hates being a lame duck coach. I mean, let's face it, he does, and who wouldn't? I mean, so good for him to answer it that way. He's pulling the company line, but nobody wants to be a lame duck head coach.
No, and again, even if you have 3 years on your contract, you can get fired. The difference is you're going to get a lot of money not to work. So, yeah, in some ways, and that is the right answer. But now that we're here, the season is here, you can't worry about that. You lose a couple games and you start worrying about that.
Yeah, you might be out mid-season.
You start seeing Mrs. McCarthy at Lowe's buying boxes. You might be really worried about that. But, that goes with the territory. And at the same time, Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott in a very different situation than Mike McCarthy, even though they have 1 year left. Dak knows he's going to get around $60 million a year next year. It's just who's it going to be from? And the boys asked Mike McCarthy if Dak's approach has been any different this year from previous training camps.
I mean, Dak's fire always burns. I mean, his work ethic is top notch. When I look at the guys that have been around, Rich Gannon always was the guy at the top of the ladder. Dak's right up there. He brings it every day. The quarterback room is really a big reflection of him, and now him and Cooper and Trey is definitely in that mode. So yeah, he doesn't change. If anything, you concerned with Dak is probably working too hard. They're doing too much. So yeah, so he hasn't blinked at all during this.
You know what's interesting about that, Jason, is I agree with him. And as critical as I've been with Dak Prescott and what the Cowboys should or shouldn't do, Dak always comes to work. But this camp, he seems to have a little extra something. I mean, he really does. And I know he performed well yesterday in practice, although we take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. But still, he did today out there and just in the walkthrough. Everybody else is kind of going through the motions. Well, not Dak. He was going through it and doing it. So I got to give him a lot of credit for that. It does, despite what else is going on.
What I love about what you just said, you and I have not talked about that.
No,
I have kind of felt that. Dak seems, I don't know what the word is, but out to prove something, or that playoff taste is still in his mouth, just the disappointment. There's just something different about Dak. Part of it, too, is he's not doing as much media as he normally does out here. Every rep, seeing him getting into players. And I don't know, I was looking at it, is it because of what Mike McCarthy just said and you kind of piggybacked on it? Or is it because CD isn't here and he's got younger guys that he's trying to build trust and confidence with? But there is something a little bit different with Dak Prescott in a good way, a very good way, because when you look at a guy that is always as focused and dialed in and professional as Dak is, when you do notice something different, it is like, all right, it's just that extra notch, if you will. And speaking of quarterbacks, make of it what you will, but today during the walkthrough, on one football field, you had Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush working with the 1s and 2s. Joe's boy Trey Lance was on the other football field with all the guys destined for Costco.
When did he become my boy? When? I'm not sure when that happened.
I don't know. The day Jerry made the trade.
Are the same guy that said it was the dumbest trade in the history of dumb trades?
Yep.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the guy that said that.
Yep.
But it is true. That was exactly. Now, you can look at that a couple of different ways, I guess, where Lance was getting every rep on that side of the field, where Cooper Rush and Dak were splitting reps on their side of the field. So was it just to get him more reps, get him more opportunities? I don't know. But it's pretty glaring how the situation is as we sit right here on August 1st. Dak is 1 and Cooper Rush is 2, and Trey Lance is somewhere over there.
And when I look at the idea of what we were just talking about, it was a walkthrough. But when I watch Dak Prescott throw a pass today, and I watched Cooper Rush throw a pass today, they zipped everything in there. There was nothing, just was kind of half speed with their work. Even if the receiver, you look at the other field, and Trey Lance, just, I don't want to say going through the motions, but didn't have that same zip, didn't have that same urgency with every rep that you would see with Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush.
You got to wonder, all the things that have just not gone right for this young man, and maybe that's part of it. He's got to learn that even though you're going through the motions, which is basically all the Cowboys were doing today out there, you still got to play, especially if you're a guy looking to make a team or trying to overtake a guy for the number 2 spot on this roster. And he just wasn't doing that. I agree with you. Some of his passes were just nonchalant. I mean, for lack of a better word. And man, if you're a guy like that, you're trying to make a football team and prove something. I don't care whether you're going through a walkthrough or it's the first game of the season. You got to bring your A game, and he certainly did not do that today.
I know I've seen him throw now 3 times in practice, and I know he'll get a lot of reps in the preseason. I just can't sit here at this point and say, if something were to happen to Dak Prescott, that we're going to turn the season over to Trey Lance, knowing that Cooper Rush has proven to be a game-ready backup quarterback. Cooper Rush is never going to be quarterback one. He's not pushing Dak to be the starter. But I know we've seen it. There's confidence. If Cooper Rush has to play for 3 or 4 or 5 games like he has in the past, we know what he can do. And you wonder, if you're that coaching staff, where's the confidence level in Trey Lance knowing what you have in Cooper Rush?
There isn't any. And why should there be? I mean, there's absolutely none there. And again, he's going to get pretty much all the reps. I'm sure Cooper Rush will play a little bit in the preseason, but Lance is going to get the majority of the reps. He needs them first and foremost, and then the Cowboys need to see what they've got in him. Every quarterback out on that field today is in the final year of their contract.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
Every one of them.
So the Cowboys are sitting here right now with 3 quarterbacks at the end of on the last year of their contract, and they're going to have to try and figure out what they're going to do for next year. Is that Dak Prescott signing to an extension? Could be. Do they bring Cooper Rush back? Is Trey Lance going to fit in there anywhere? All a bunch of questions. We talk about the running back room. We talk about the wide receivers. We don't talk about quarterback. And I think one reason why is because at least for this year, you're set.
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about it.
And that is true. That is very, very true. But it is interesting that it's looking more and more like Trey Lance was throwing spaghetti against the wall and it didn't stick. That's I think
the Cowboys screwed that spaghetti first.
Yeah, that's high-end spaghetti with being a 4th-round pick.
Woo.
But I don't know. So you swing and a miss, but you got to swing.
Hey, you kind of sounded like Bob Dylan there. I'm not ready to love.
Good Lord. Although that was pretty accurate of what it sounded like.
It did.
That's exactly
what it was.
What it sounded like. Safety Donovan Wilson, former Aggie, standing by. He joins us next here on the Blitz as our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage continues from Oxnard, brought to you in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle, training camp coverage concludes, but man, we have got a lot to talk about. One more padded practice, one more day of fun.
And NFL preseason got underway yesterday with the Hall of Fame game. All that and plenty more here on the Huddle live from Oxnard.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Looking for the perfect spot to catch the game? Come to 49 Cigars, where great sports meet the finest cigars. Enjoy big screen TVs, an exclusive cigar collection, plus BYOB. Visit 49 Cigars at Village of Stone Oak, Suite 101, 49cigars.com.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road is now ready to serve up the cold drinks with your favorite Mexican dish. Come celebrate the grand opening of their bar. It's Guacamole Mexican Grill, 25020 Blanco Road.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers, no, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture. With daily use.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Savings. Now that's speaking the Lowe's language. And when you join My Lowe's Rewards for free, the savings just keep coming. Save money with member-only offers, plus earn points when you shop. More points equal more rewards just for you. Because Lowe's knows you earned it. Literally. Learn more about our loyalty program at lowes.com/MyLowe'sRewards and become a member for free today. Program subject to terms and conditions. Points are awarded on eligible purchases. See lowes.com/terms for full details. Subject to change.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual back-to-school drive this Saturday from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children, only while supplies last, so don't be late. This Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palapas, and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. Tomorrow morning at 6, let AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson drive you to work. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage from Oxnard continues, brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, now joined by safety Donovan Wilson. New defensive coordinator. What has been the biggest difference with Zim compared to what it was like with Dan Quinn?
Just putting guys in a lot of different positions and just letting us fly around and vision break.
So it's just a matter of his spin on things, I guess, with your defense and just moving you guys around, seeing where you fit best.
Yeah, it's been a lot of like disguises and stuff, but yeah, Zim brings an extra juice to the guys accountable.
Define extra juice.
In making sure you're going to be where you're supposed to be.
Dan Quinn, and I love Dan Quinn, right? And I know the players love Dan Quinn, and definitely. Zim has that old school approach, right? And so does it feel different in the meetings and on the practice field?
I feel like it's nothing different with the defensive staff. It's more just guys are paying more attention, being more detailed to their work, seeing their mess ups, and then trying to clean it up.
So is it more of an old school kind of coach where he's going to get on to you kind of thing, or is that how it works?
Yeah, he definitely going to let you know when you're doing bad, but he also let you know when you're doing good too.
Okay.
And then that's what it's about. A friend of ours, a friend of the show, Andrew Sendejo, is the safety from Rice that played for him in Zim in Minnesota. When that happened, we had Andrew on, and he was talking about, man, that defense is going to get very different, a little bit complicated, but easy. But, you can't sit at home and go, all right, they're in this defense, and this is what's going to happen. It won't be as predictable maybe as it was with Dan Quinn. Is that fair?
I can say that's fair, but it's really just about us tying in and buying into the scheme and everybody just trusting the process.
Yeah, what do you how do you guys approach this? I know training camp is high expectations for everybody, but you guys come in here, there's a lot of young guys playing both sides of the football.
Mm-hmm.
How are you guys feeling when you get back in there or when you're out on the practice field about what's going to happen this season?
We're expecting big things. We put in the work, and we're not saying that we deserve it, but once you put in the work, you got to get results. So,
and that's what it's all about. I mean, Texas guy, you've been around. You know what it's like. The way last season ended, the off-season noise. How do you tune some of that out, or do you listen to it and say, yeah, it's the criticism has been fair?
You got to take the criticism, but me usually I just block it off and focus on what's the next the next step.
I mean, is it tough? I know Cowboy fans are having a hard time getting over that Green Bay loss.
Mm-hmm.
You guys already watched that and put it away?
You have to, so you can take that next step. We already focused on week one. We're putting in stuff to sharpen our sword so we'll be ready to go to war when it's time to go.
Donovan Wilson joining us here, Cowboys safety on the Blitz, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You've been in the league now for a while. Who's the best trash talker you've gone against?
I really don't focus in on that, but I'm telling you, I really don't focus in on trash talk. I really be 9 times out of 10, I'm the one who's talking trash out there.
But there's got to be somebody that you enjoy going up against because it's going to be a good chirping day all throughout the game.
You just don't poke the bear. Just don't poke the bear.
So that's interesting you say that. And your position, I mean, is a little bit different. You don't hear it maybe as much as a corner does, but did those guys tell you, or let me ask you this question: is there a guy that you focus on when you're playing, say a Justin Jefferson, for example, that you got to help the corner a little bit, or somebody like that? Is there that he's a good wide receiver that you're going to have to step in and help out?
I mean, there's a lot of good wide receivers. Really, I just take it play by play, and my guys tell me when it's time to cut it up or when they got to pull a leash off me sometimes.
Is there some code words that you guys use? Is a hand signal, a look?
All we got to do is give each other that look.
Just that look. You see that look and you know.
I know.
You know.
The Cowboys have had a lot of hard-hitting safeties. Would you consider yourself a physical safety?
Definitely. I pride myself off being physical and just bringing violence to every play I make.
So you want to light somebody up?
Hey, when the time presents itself, I'm going to do it.
All right, so I'm going to go back to Andrew Sendejo. He made those hats a couple years ago, make football violent again. Why is it safeties have that violent mentality and corners make business decisions?
I mean, both positions got to be able to do both, but I just feel like the safeties are more, in the trenches, in the box, and that just come with the job description.
So when you're out there, do you like coming up to help stop the run, for example, or is it better if you're out, helping cover somebody out there?
I mean, I'm really just whatever coach want me to do for that play, that down, that's my job. But really just making plays on the ball, either catching it or making a tackle that can make it force out.
What gets you more joy when you guys are in the film room watching, with a big hit stopping a run or a big pass breakup or an INT?
I'll say a big hit. A big hit really fire up. It brings more energy. When you get the ball, that brings about the same energy, but a big hit, they're going to remember that.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and causing turnovers, right? Yeah. I mean, I would think that would be something.
Facts.
Facts. Donovan Wilson. On the Blitz, the Longhorns are back in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
That rivalry is coming back. Now, you didn't get to play in that, but as an Aggie player, as a former Aggie, how excited are you for that game coming up late November?
That's definitely one of the games that I got marked on my calendar. We got a couple Longhorns on the team, and we're looking forward to that week.
What's going to be the internal wagers on something like that?
I feel like we're going to have a Longhorn in the maroon. something like that. We're gonna give them some Texas A&M gear.
Were you happy about Texas going to the SEC?
Oh yeah, just to bring back that rivalry, definitely.
Yeah, because I know a lot of Aggies were like, we want to get away from that and do our own thing, and now here comes Texas again.
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Yeah, that's definitely gonna bring back a lot of tradition, and there's gonna be a lot of trash talking that game for sure.
When you think about your time at A&M, the fact that you were in that space where the game wasn't played, do you feel like you missed out on it? Or while you were there, it wasn't there, so it didn't matter. But now that it's back, you got, damn, man, I wish I could have played in a game like that.
Of course, I wish we could have had that one. But the way the SEC is, it's like every week is an SEC game, and it brings the same amount of energy.
Is it really that much different? I mean, the SEC, it's like just everybody says the best conference in football, in college football. I don't know. It looks physical. Looks like it's a physical matchup each and every week.
Oh, yeah, the SEC, I feel like that's the next step from where we at now. And it's a good way to get prepared for the next level.
Donovan Wilson joining us here on the Blitz. How much college team trash talking is there? In that locker room, first round pick is an Oklahoma guy, and I know you're an Aggie. You hate those guys too, right? But now he's your teammate.
Well, we mostly talk more trash about the actual game, like NCAA did in real college right now. But we always got guys who gonna rep their team. I'm gonna rep mine for sure. So yeah.
What do you think about all this NIL stuff, man? You might have made a lot of money back at College Station.
Man, that's really changing the game.
Yeah,
it's changing the game.
Are you a fan of it?
I am. I feel like all players deserve to get paid for the work that they putting in. So definitely.
When you think about the college kids, 18, 19-year-olds getting the kind of money they are, now that you're getting an NFL paycheck and you've learned how to manage that kind of money, when you're talking to college athletes, do you now talk about finances and being smart with your money?
No, I really haven't had really too many interaction with college players since the NIL deal, but that's definitely something that they should look into and just be focused on coming out.
Yeah, you're a veteran now. How has your preparation for coming to a training camp like this changed since you were a rookie?
Just eating better, taking care of my body, ice cold tub, and just doing the right thing, stretching.
So do you find that like in the off season too? Do you pay more attention to taking care of your body?
Yeah, you definitely need that body work throughout the whole 365.
You realize that's how you make your money. You got to take care of it. So junk food and all that's out the window or limited?
You have one cheat day. Get one cheat day.
All right, on your cheat day, Donovan Wilson, what's your go-to?
Oh, you put me on the spot. I'm more of a wing guy. I like wings.
Yeah, hot.
Honey hot.
Honey hot. So that's so what's your regular day? Because I figure that's chicken. That's got to be somewhat healthy, right?
Regular.
You
day.
put them on a smoker, you're good.
Yeah, but it's still. I'm more of a I like salads. I'm a salad guy.
With chicken in it or just plain? Low, yeah. See, I need to talk to this guy.
Why?
Because I could probably use a change in my diet.
Well, you could mix in a salad, but you don't look like that. I'd rather not look like that. I not have to mix in a salad. Right?
There's hope there.
There's hope. You can look at him and tell him there's no hope.
There's hope there.
There's hope there.
You take the right steps, you can get it too.
You see that? See, these guys are disciplined. That's the problem between him and you and me.
All right, you could mix in salad, but can you mix out beer? Because I'm guessing, right?
That's a tough one for you.
That's a tough one.
So that's not an issue for you, right?
No problem.
No problem. No problem. So when you go out to dinner, like we were talking yesterday with Hoffman, he's a big dude, and Tyler Guyton, 6'7". That guy's a giant, right? He talks about they get 3 double cheeseburgers every day. 3. Yeah, that's insane, isn't it?
I can't do nothing with 3 cheeseburgers.
But they don't have to run as fast as you, though, and move around. I mean, they're big guys.
Definitely.
Do you ever eat with those guys?
I watch him eat.
You're over there with a salad, and he's got a tomahawk on the plate?
Catch me on a good day.
When you think about where you are in this point at training camp, next week the Rams coming in for some joint practices. How nice will it be just to go against somebody else?
Yeah, it's going to be live going against people other than the boys that you look at every day. You can really let loose and not hold back.
Well, and that's cool. And that kind of see where you guys are at, I would think, right? Is that even better maybe than a preseason game?
Yeah, because you don't show too much in the preseason game, and the scrimmages you get a little fancy out there.
Nice. So, what do you do for fun when you're not out there on the practice field out here in Oxnard?
I like to play the game. I'm a gamer.
Yeah?
Yeah, gamer.
Was it like Madden or something?
Madden, NCAA.
NCAA.
All right,
Still,
yeah.
you got the system set up in the room.
Definitely.
Ready
Nice.
to go.
Yeah.
Get it done. Donovan Wilson, appreciate you spending some time with us today here on the Blitz.
No problem. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Appreciate it. Donovan Wilson, safety for the Dallas Cowboys, former Aggie. Are they former Aggies?
They never a former
Yeah.
Aggie.
Or former student?
I don't think it's former. I think Aggies don't like that word, former. And once an Aggie, always an Aggie.
He'll correct us.
I'm just saying. We'll have to ask Rob. He'll know.
Yeah.
Or his kid.
I'll ask Clay.
Yeah.
Clay would know. He's not a current Aggie player. So you're a former Aggie player. You're alum. Or no, I think they do call it former students, not alum. Hell, I don't know. Somebody will correct that. Mike Fisher stopping in. The thumbs up with the
nice
gig 'em. You just look at it and you sit there and you, all right, cool. It's kind of interesting though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
He was good. And he's really he's kind of stepped into his own too. And I appreciate it because he works hard and he's one of those unsung guys in that secondary and does a great job.
Big hitter.
Yeah.
Salad guy.
Salad guy. So you can be both. You can be a salad guy, but you can still be a big hitter.
I just think about the offensive linemen and the meat that they talk about.
Yeah, the offensive linemen are fat.
Well, they're not fat.
They're fat.
They're not fat.
They're fat guys.
They're muscular.
They're fat guys.
They're big dudes.
Are you going to sit here? And I would tell it to his face. Brock Hoffman sat here yesterday across from us.
Yeah.
He's got a gut.
Well, of course.
Of course. He's fat. Yeah, he's a big dude, but he's fat. And that's what they are. They're fat guys on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're eating 3 cheeseburgers at a time.
Double cheeseburgers.
Yes. So they can do that, and they have to be big. But a guy like Donovan Wilson's got to, he's got to run fast and be slim and smooth and move.
You can still have a steak.
Well, every now and then. A steak's actually a good thing to have.
Yeah.
You grill up a steak. That's not fattening.
Absolutely.
It's good for you.
Well, we're going to have steaks tonight.
We are.
It's our annual steak night.
He's motivated me.
Yes.
So I'm have a steak and, maybe 10 beers or so. I don't know.
A steak and 10 beers.
Sounds like a champion dinner to me.
No hope for you to look like that.
No, I ruined that hope a long time ago.
If you mixed in a salad, you could soon fit into that shirt you bought yesterday at Jerry's Pro Shop.
Yeah, I got to try that thing on without another shirt on and see if it really looks as bad as I think it does.
Yeah.
That might end up being a gift for somebody skinny.
Or skinnier. I mean, it was a large.
It is a large, and it looked big when I took it off the hanger.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this will work.
Sure.
I put it on over a shirt, and it didn't work. So I'm going to blame it on that. I think once I take this, and just put it on me.
So you think having a thin polo made that much difference in the wrapped ham look you had around the midsection in that shirt?
I do.
You think that's
sure.
it? Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I might just sport that shirt tomorrow and wear it around here.
Please do.
Walk around training camp with a nice tight shirt on.
Please do.
And maybe some short shorts.
Medium. We'll get some scissors and make it a half shirt.
I'm not ready for a half shirt yet.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's interesting as we talk about steak night tonight. Good reminder, if you've done some grilling over the last couple of days, make sure you upload those photos to sasportstar.com, the Grilling with the Blitz page, because just before 6 o'clock, we'll judge some meat and give away a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. And I learned something new just now. I just saw this on Twitter and clicked on the link. We're here at Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard.
Yeah.
And because of the time of day, we pack our lunch. We went to the grocery store yesterday.
Sunday.
And just because you liked the name, we bought Bimbo brand bread.
It's the best.
Have you had Bimbo before?
I think I probably have.
I mean,
several times.
All right. I don't know that I have. I don't know that I haven't. I get the bread that's in the house.
Okay,
you know what I mean? But the Bimbo brand we bought for Ryan Eagle. He likes Bimbos.
Uh-huh.
Bimbo has a place in San Antonio.
Really?
Yeah, Ken's 5 has a headline right now. Bimbo Bakeries and Quality Custom Distributions cutting 195 jobs in the San Antonio area. Notices were filed by Bimbo Bakeries on July 26th and Quality Custom Distribution on July 25th. Apparently, there is a Bimbo Bakeries in Shirts.
Really? I had no idea.
I had no idea. Bimbo is the largest commercial baking company in the United States. Part of Grupo Bimbo, the world's largest baking company with operations in 35 countries, according to their website.
Well, that's all. It's great bread. I mean, it's soft and fresh, and it's very un-Bimbo-like.
It's soft and fresh.
Amazing. I had no idea.
So what? So that's not Bimbo-like. What are Bimbos like if they're not? Not soft and fresh.
It's been so long, Jason. I don't remember.
Maybe soft but not so fresh.
Maybe that's it. A little hairy.
Whoa.
Oh, well,
It was
I was
hairy.
a kid. I was a kid and I needed the money. You know what I mean?
Well, who knew? But if you're one of those that are getting laid off, man, that sucks.
It does suck. It does. I hate that. I didn't know there was Bimbo bread in San Antonio.
I had no idea we had Bimbo employees in our great city.
I didn't know either. But I'm going to look the next time I'm in HEB, see if there's some Bimbo bread in there.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is good bread. I'm sincerely.
Yeah.
But so is Buttercrust and HEB brand. And
yeah, bread. It's bread.
It's bread.
It's bread.
It's bread.
But, you know, Joe likes his bread like his Bimbos, soft and fresh.
Long time ago. Time ago.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. Will CeeDee Lamb show up for training camp or hold out for a new deal? San Antonio Sports Star is live from Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California, with the answer to that question and others. Team coverage brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds continues all this week. South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Over the past decade, the Roo Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind there at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo. It's Jason and Joe from the Blitz. Join us at Circa Las Vegas in August for the Circa Sports Ultimate Contest Weekend.
The Blitz will be live at Circa August 22nd and 23rd, and then we're staying for the weekend. Come to Vegas with us for the Ultimate Contest Weekend.
Circa Survivor and Circa Million are back. Enter in Nevada, play from anywhere.
So join the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas. More details and discounted rooms available online at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I'm Cesar Milan. People are always commenting on how healthy my dogs are. One of the reasons is the food my dogs eat.
Dr. Marty's Nature's Blend is a premium freeze-dried raw dog food designed to support your dog's health, happiness, and lifespan. Save up to 54% off Nature's Blend and get a free bag of cod Krispies. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511.
Your order is back with a 90-day guarantee.
All dogs are unique. Your dog results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time. And the last game, we're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at HEB.
We're going abroad for the first time in years. To Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
I've always gotten tons of UTIs. Cranberry products never worked for me, and I was desperate for a way to be proactive. I'm Jenna Ryan, CEO and founder of Eucora. We've worked with doctors to develop effective urinary tract health products. Eucora is helping over 100,000 women stay healthy. Ready to join them? Get 30% off at eucora.com/radio. That's UQORA.com/radio.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
94.1 San Antonio's Sports Center.
Light day here in Oxnard for the Dallas Cowboys. Just a light walk through. The public not allowed to attend. Cowboys, though, maybe looking for a replacement for Sam Williams. Remember, he was injured out for the season. They did work out a guy that's been in the league a while, Jets and Bengals defensive end Carl Lawson. Football tonight. The Houston Texans take on the Chicago Bears. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. You can catch it right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, along with Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix, live in Oxnard, California. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage presented by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds continues. Day 4, it's Thursday.
It is Thursday.
And light practice day.
Very light practice. Yeah, just a little walkthrough session. Probably lasted, about an hour maybe?
Yeah.
Roughly, if that. So, yeah, very, very light, but just going through some of the details of some of the things that they're going to be asked to do. And always very important.
Well, it is. And they go over so many different situations. You know, the second down, 17 seconds on the clock. Did he score after review? He didn't line up. Here we go. I got one more. I mean, they go through all these different scenarios. They try to run through every possible scenario and what are they going to do in those situations. It's kind of interesting to watch. And I'm sure if you see fan pictures today, you'll say nobody was there. It was closed to the public.
If somebody posted empty stands today and tries to make a big deal out of that, then I'm going to get very, very angry.
Yes. Yeah, today was a closed practice.
It was closed.
Yeah, nobody there to watch today's deal.
And you wouldn't have wanted to, I don't think. I mean, we did it because, well,
that's our job.
We're football geeks. But you might have wanted to, I guess, maybe. But it was just very, very light. And so nobody was here. They'll be back here tomorrow as far as the public goes. And I'll be anxious to see how it is tomorrow, being Friday. Maybe taking a Friday off to make it a long weekend or whatever. And we'll see if there's a little more of a crowd here tomorrow than there has been this week.
Yeah. And you know, what's great is
there's actual preseason football on tonight.
How about that?
Now, we'll probably have it on because we're degenerates.
Right.
If you are gambling tonight,
my gosh.
Yeah, no starters expected to play. But what it really is quite honestly, we know that there will be football every week from here on out.
There will be, of some sort. Now, preseason football is preseason football, but there's some things to watch, especially if you're a Cowboys fan. Who steps up, especially at that quarterback position? Can Trey Lance do anything that's going to impress anybody? That's probably the biggest question for the Cowboys going in. But there are a few others, so it's going to be interesting to see. And
although for tonight's game, I don't know. There's really no reason to watch other than you get to watch football.
That's it.
I mean, when you think about no starters are playing for the Texans or the Bears, or at least I know for the Bears. I'm sure the Texans, are going to hold things back. It's going to be very generic, but you don't have the battles. I mean, at least, say with the Cowboys, can Trey Lance beat out Cooper Rush for the number 2 spot? It is intriguing and interesting. In Pittsburgh, you actually have a legit quarterback battle.
Yeah.
And you don't see that very often in the National Football League. And hell, in a lot of cases, you don't see it in major colleges much anymore. And to a degree, even at the high school level, it's odd that you have in the NFL with the Pittsburgh Steelers a true quarterback battle.
And that's crazy, isn't it? And a lot of people suggesting that maybe Justin Fields is the guy and that he looks a little more comfortable than yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. It really is there when it comes to that. Justin Herbert, by the way, we found out today, just a few minutes ago, that he's going to miss the entire preseason. Not that I think he was going to play anyway, but some kind of plantar fasciitis he's got to deal with. Doesn't expect it to affect him for the regular season.
No, but he is going to miss not only all the preseason games, but it sounds like a lot of the practices through training camp. So, kind of a big deal, we'll see as long as he's ready to go. Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. 2 guys, 2 opinions, never enough time.
As we look around some of the headlines, the judge in the NFL Sunday ticket case indicates that massive verdict likely to be overturned. Apparently, the jury didn't listen to all the instructions.
Yeah, I mean, can you that's kind of an outcome that doesn't surprise me. I mean, I think, when you look at it, they were screwing the people. And then, we'll appeal, and now all of a sudden, yeah.
Don't count that money yet if you think you're going to get some of that settlement money.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. And remember, Jerry was talking about that could affect the salary cap moving forward. But if they wipe it out and it's not there, then not a concern, and the NFL will continue to make billions.
Well, and they're going to make billions, but when you look at the revenues and how they come up with the salary cap number, if they're paying out all that money, that could affect overall revenues, which could have an effect on the salary cap, which has got to be one of the reasons why he's being a little bit cautious with these mega deals that, they're going back and forth with Dak and CD, and next year Micah Parsons is going to be the topic of conversation. And I just hope that, although it's Jerry, and so I know, as I say, I hope it likely isn't to happen. You just pay the man early, not get to this point.
Yeah, that's funny.
Uh-huh.
Cowboys usually don't do that. In certain circumstances, they do. And you never know with a Micah Parsons, maybe they will, just to get ahead of that and keep him and keep him happy. But certainly with the CD Lamb thing, it's continuing. Although Jerry has been eerily absent from the tennis courts today, scheduled to do the what we call the car wash here with all the radio station. We haven't been told he's not going to do it, but he certainly has not shown up yet.
We were told 10, and then we were told noon California time, and we haven't been told it's not happening.
Right.
And who knows what business he's working on, but I haven't seen a lot of Jerry in person out here, but he's here, and he's got a lot of different things going on. Tristan Wirfs, 5-year extension. other people are getting deals done.
Well, and it makes him, if I'm not mistaken, the highest paid offensive lineman in the NFL. And it's hard to argue with it. The guy's pretty good. And I'm sure Baker Mayfield is happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got Wirfs there to protect him. So it's hard to argue that. But you're right, Jason, you're right. And again, if you were to ask Steven or Jerry, they say, well, they don't have all these guys that they have to pay like we do. That's been their answer pretty much throughout this thing. So,
well, I mean, we talk about three major contracts, Dak, CD, and Micah next year.
Uh-huh.
And it won't be long before you're looking at Tyler Smith.
Sure.
And the kind of player he is turning into, especially now that Tyron is gone. Is Tyler Smith going to be one of those tackles that are going to be up there amongst the highest paid when it's his turn?
Well, yeah, it'll be interesting to see.
And so, I mean, to be fair a little bit to Jerry and Steven, they've got to forecast, over the length of CD's deal and the length of Micah's deal and whatever they're offering with Dak, and they already have Diggs done. And then you've got these other guys that, like a Tyler Smith, that you – Are you going to pay him or be like Tyler Biadasz and let him walk? And when you look at a tackle, and I know we're a ways away from that, but as you're looking 3, 4, 5 years, however long these deals are that they're talking about, and they're forecasting budgets and revenues and salary caps, they've got to look at all those down the road contracts and see how that's going to fit in as well.
Well, and Tyler Smith's going to be the beneficiary of Zach Martin retiring.
Yes.
And I think that could very well happen after this season, as sad as that is to see. But, I mean, that could happen. And so Tyler Smith certainly would be the beneficiary of that. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, they've got to project all of that kind of stuff. And, again, they've got to go with their guts. And while it may not be all Jerry and Steven on the Dak deal, a lot of that could be Dak Prescott himself. But, yeah, are they ready to ride again with this guy? The way he looks out here early on, albeit it is training camp, he looks pretty good and looks like he's ready to roll. And he will, again, be the quarterback this year. But it's after this year that is a concern if there's no deal reached before the season starts.
There's headlines that don't quite match what you actually see.
Uh-huh.
If there's boobs, Joe's going to click on it.
You notice that, huh?
Woman flashes her boobs at TV camera during Olympic tennis match. Boy, you got to click on that.
Well, you have to.
You have to. It's in the rule book. You have to.
I didn't see a picture, though.
Well, it was a video.
Well, it was kind of like the what's the hockey girl that flashed herself?
See, well, and that's it. She showed her boobs.
She did.
This woman, sitting next to her child, lifts up her shirt, but, she didn't lift up her bra.
Oh, well, that doesn't really count, does it?
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I'm surprised you haven't worn out this video, but, they show the crowd doing the wave. Then they show a dude and a little kid and the mom waves to the camera. And then she lifts up her shirt and she's got on a white bra.
That's just,
yeah.
Yeah, boring.
Yeah.
It's like listening to Bob Dylan last night. Make you fall asleep. Hey, love.
Bob Dylan was awful last night. Willie Nelson was great.
Fantastic.
What we saw of Mellencamp was great.
Yeah.
Bob Dylan in the middle was awful. Although it did provide time to go to the concession stand.
It did, and that was kind of nice for those $20 beers.
At least they were the big beers.
Yeah, they were. They were.
I mean, you wouldn't have complained if they were $10 a piece.
Well, I might have.
As a 12-ounce.
I didn't say I was complaining about anything.
Well, if you're bringing up the price, there's $20 bills, you're complaining. Whether you're complaining or not, you sound like you're complaining that you're at a venue and had to pay $20 for a beer.
When do I not sound like I'm complaining?
Well, that's a good point.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So it's kind of a regular part of what I do. But, I mean, they were cold, they were big, and everything was fine.
What I really appreciated, and I will complain about, the tipping at the little stand where we were buying beer. You buy the beer, and if you buy more than one, you're looking at $57 with all the stuff for 3 beers is what I paid. And then I look at the tip option, $22, $25, $30.
Uh-huh.
I mean.
And there was also a no tip.
And a no tip. Yes, there was a big red no tip button. The dude's handing you a $20 bill. a $20 beer.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a
the standard rule for beer, especially you get $1 a beer, right, on the tip. That's kind of the standard rule.
Right. Yeah.
The beer guy doesn't really get the 20% rule like a server, especially when he just reaches into a cooler and pops the top and hands it to you. It's generally $1 a beer.
But think about that.
But 30% being an option,
$60. You're going to tip that dude $12? No, 20%.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and I had a 30%, but it was 22, 25, and 30.
Dude,
it wasn't even 20.
I enjoy tipping people, but not $12 on a $20 beer.
You cheap bastard.
I am. I'll tell you what.
Did you hit the red no tip?
Yes, I did.
So did I.
And they didn't have a jar where you could, stick a couple of bucks in there.
No,
I'm not going to give a $10 tip on a beer that the dude handed me from a refrigerator.
It wasn't even a refrigerator. It was the ice bucket next to it.
Whatever.
Same thing.
Get off my lawn. Yeah, okay. If that's get off my lawn, so be it. I'll lead the charge. Get off my lawn.
Pledge wouldn't have tipped either.
No, hell no, he wouldn't have. I guarantee you Rob didn't.
Wow.
There's no way.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. I mean, I know they're working for tips, but
if they would have had like 15, 20, and 25, sure.
Well, no.
But when it started at 22 and went to 30, I thought, man.
But even 15%. I mean, think about that. Even 10% on your $60, you can tip $6 for 3 beers.
Well, it's $2 a beer.
What, do you normally do that?
No,
you do that at the Root Pub?
I normally do $1 a beer. Well,
yeah,
because the Root Pub, I'm a little more generous.
All the servers at the Root Pub are listening right now, going, "Huh?
Yeah,
that Minix, he's a cheap SOB."
No, see, they know better because I feel like I put half of them through college. They're one of them.
Next time you walk in there, buddy, they're going to be standing there handing you a beer with their hand out. Put your money where your mouth is, Jason.
Mm-hmm. Probably be there Saturday night. We land at what, 8:30?
8 o'clock, yeah.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. And then on Sunday, you got the Big Three the Big Three basketball happening over at the Frost Bank Center. We got a pair of tickets to give away right now to the Big Three live at the Frost Bank Center. Sunday, 2 o'clock, everything gets going. You want to go? We got a pair of tickets. Caller number 9, they're yours. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. If you don't win the tickets, big3.com/tickets, and you can buy them. We've got more tickets to give away throughout the day, but right now, caller 9, you get a pair of tickets to go to Big Three basketball Sunday afternoon at the Frost Bank Center. As we continue here from Oxnard, we'll hear from Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy and what he had to say, especially about the running backs this morning with Rob and AJ on the morning huddle. We'll get into that as we continue with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage. And nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast? Best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. Of course, they are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
94.1 FM.
The biggest pro football contests in Vegas are back. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are now up to a record $16 million in guaranteed prizes. 2 ways to win and no rate. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. Last the longest to win it all with $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed through quarterly and full season payouts. Enter in Nevada. .com for details.
Selling your home is full of catch-22s. Do you pay for upgrades like new flooring and fresh paint to sell for more, or put that money toward your dream home? Jason Minix here from San Antonio Sports Star. I want to tell you about Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program, where you can do both. Get more money for your current home and put more money down on your new one. Here's how it works. Orchard makes you an impressive backup cash offer for your old home. That unlocks cash for you to buy and move into your new home. Next, your Orchard team handles the repairs and upgrades on your old home at no upfront cost. Then your local Orchard agent lists, shows, and sells your home on the market. One customer said, quote, "Orchard sold my home for more than I expected, and I got a golf cart." Home selling doesn't have to be a catch-22. With Orchard, get expert guidance and top dollar for your home. Visit Orchard.com and start with your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com. Orchard.com.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers, no, and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Save on O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner. Get 2 cans of O'Reilly Brake Parts Cleaner for just $8. Valid in-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
We take whiskey seriously. Taste the difference of a hand-selected bourbon at your local lodge, like the Twin Peaks Buffalo Trace Barrel Select.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Hi, welcome to Staples.
Yeah, my daughter needs a laptop for college, but I need to watch the budget.
Well, Staples hot deals on tech are backed by a price match guarantee, so our prices won't be beat.
Great. I can't believe my baby's starting college.
She'll do great.
I know.
Oh, let's get you a great deal on a laptop.
Save big on tech for school at Staples. Now get up to $300 off select PCs. Ends 8/24. Price match guarantee valid within 14 days of purchase. Exclusions apply. For details, visit staples.com/price match.
This is Andrew Monaco, and the Aggies play here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix in California, Oxnard. Specifically, our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage, brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We continue here at Andrew Monaco. It won't be long before the Aggies are playing as well. Now that we're officially in August, and they have that opener August 31st.
Wow.
It's not that far away.
Yeah, it is August 1st today.
It really is.
What the hell happened to July?
Well, it's like
it's gone.
Yeah. That's what happens.
By the way, we've got breaking news.
What do we have?
According to Adam Schefter, the Cowboys have signed defensive end Al-Quadin Muhammad, 29-year-old defensive end, 6th-round pick back in 2017 of the New Orleans Saints, and they have signed him to a 1-year contract.
So Sam Williams goes down with an injury. They bring in 4 guys yesterday. One who has a lot of experience with Zim, and that's not who makes the team, which is good. I mean, that's fair. When I saw that, all right, this guy's got a long history with Zim, even though he's a little bit older. The answer was no.
Yeah, So, well, that's good. I mean, I guess he had the best workout apparently. And again, nothing official from the Cowboys yet, but that's according to Adam Schefter, that they have signed this guy to a 1-year contract. And it was necessitated. Although when we had Stephen Jones on Monday, Jason, he wasn't at that time, at least not announcing publicly, that they were going to go out and get somebody. But obviously they felt the need that they needed to do that and went out and did. So we'll see if this guy makes any difference at all. Well, or is it just another body in camp?
Yeah, a combination of both. I mean, you look at I know he played for the Colts. You go from there and go, all right, 1-year deal. Adam Schefter reporting that now. We'll learn some more while we're out here in Oxnard, obviously. But the idea that Steven told us, and you knew he would, talent acquisition is 24/7, 365.
Yeah, he did.
And as Sam Williams goes down, and you kind of figure, okay, we got some guys in the room, but they already knew what they had in the room. But let's see. And all right, we need to go find somebody. We need another insurance policy. It's another 1-year deal.
And that's all it is. And again, gives him a little more depth in there, and so it was necessary. And again, Sam Williams I think is a bigger deal than we're making it out to be, because I really think although he had his issues mentally last year, guy's got all the tools, but he really made some bonehead mistakes last year. But I think they're hoping that those would end and he would be a big part of this team this year. So a big blow for the Cowboys when it comes to Sam Williams.
Well, and you look at, I mean, obviously you're going to have D-Law on one side. When you look at, Golston can play end. They got Darrell Johnson that could play defensive end. They've got some other guys that could possibly do it. Marshawn Nealon, the rookie, a lot of expectations. But if you're truly going to try to use Micah Parsons more in traditional linebacker and not as the edge rusher, you have to have enough bodies there to rotate in and out. That is one thing historically with Mike Zimmer, is he likes fresh bodies out there. So you're constantly rotating in guys, and you can't just roll in a guy. You've got to have somebody that can go in and make a play. And obviously they felt like they needed to go in and replace Williams there on the roster.
Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I say it's just depth. I mean, this guy wasn't that good to begin with, was he? He was a 6th-round pick back in 2017 of the Saints, and he's kind of bounced around a little bit. So again, I think it's more of a body thing. I think they really think that Nealon is the guy. They'd like to see him step up and be that guy if he can. But the fact that he's a rookie, is always a roll of the dice.
Well, and the other part of it too is, one of these other guys has more of a role on the defensive side. The domino effect, maybe he's not doing as much on the special team side, and you need somebody that can come in and do that. We'll see. And I'm sure Mike McCarthy will talk about that tomorrow when he does meet with the media, or if Jerry or Steven are around on the thought process there. We know Mike Zimmer talked earlier today, so coordinators don't talk all that much. I don't know when we'll hear from Zim on how those workouts went. And again, that obviously an area of concern because the Cowboys went out and did something about it. I still have a lot of concern about the running back room. Mike McCarthy was on with Rob and AJ this morning on the Morning Huddle. And if you missed it, the audio vault at sasportstar.com has it. You can also find the interview on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Good stuff with that Cowboys head coach. And he did talk about what having Zeke back in the running back room means to this Cowboys football team.
Definitely. I think, number one, Zeke is an accomplished player, here in Dallas, and has been for, was the top of the league here for a number of years. So, having him back as a teammate and as a person has just been awesome. So, I mean, Zeke's a natural leader, loved in the locker room. And so that part is huge to have that's a big part of, that running back room that he carried the torch for a long time. So that's been great, but it's also cool to see Rico and all the other young guys go a year. Now they're a year mature, so it's definitely a running back room that's going to be super competitive. I think these preseason games are going to be fun to watch our young guys go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is he selling them or what?
You know what I didn't hear? Man, Zeke came in great shape. He's got some burst back. He's healthy. He's got a lot left in the tank. great guy to have in the locker room and fun to be around. No.
That's important, Jason. Great guy in the locker room and fun to be around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're fun to be around sometimes. And, I don't know how you are in the locker room, but it's important.
Like Kawhi, I'm a fun guy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I just look at that, and that doesn't make me feel better. And the idea, like you said, play that again, Pledge. Let's dissect what Mike McCarthy said this morning. This pisses me off.
I think, number one, Zeke is an accomplished player, here in Dallas, and has been for, was the top of the league here for a number of years. So, having
years
him back
ago
as a teammate and as a person has just been awesome. So,
he's a great guy.
Zeke's a natural leader, loved in the locker room. And so that part is huge to have that. That's a big part of, that running back room that he carried the torch for a long time. So, that's been great. But it's also cool to see Rico and all the other young guys go a year. Now they're a year mature, so it's definitely a running back room that's going to be super competitive. I tell you, these preseason games are going to be fun to watch our young guys go.
So think about what he's saying there, if I'm reading this right. Zeke was great. He passed. He carried the torch. He passed it off. Now apparently he has it back. But are you telling me skill level at this point in Zeke's career, the competitive running back room that Rico and Malik, Royce Freeman to a degree are basically at the same level as Zeke, and you're good with that?
To a degree. I think you're not giving Royce Freeman enough credit. Look, these guys apparently have seen something that maybe we haven't. And I saw him walking around here today and can't wait to continue to watch this guy. But I think the Cowboys think that Royce Freeman might be the guy that they're going to ride. And I just believe that from everything that Stevens told us the other day to out there watching him on the field, that could be your guy. So don't discount Royce Freeman. I think that might be the guy the Cowboys are going to at least start to rely on heavily early in the season.
Now, Royce Freeman, in talking with the media, did talk about what it's like to be on a team that is basically running back by committee.
I think essentially everybody is running back by committee in the sense, you need everybody. It's a long season. Guys get banged up. Guys, some people go down, or some guys who come in and give you some fresh legs, some juice. However, whatever the case may be, I think that all backs are needed in the room. Like I said, everybody's feeling as if they're capable to do the job, and that's always best.
Always best.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to do that. Look, and I think McCarthy, what he was right about, while he didn't endorse Zeke Elliott as the number one guy, but what he is right about is that's another area in the preseason you need to watch because it's going to be competitive. And I don't think Mike McCarthy, if he told you right now, he would say Zeke Elliott's your starter day one. But after the preseason, that might change.
Well, I think he might end up being the starter. But who's going to be the leading rusher in games? Who's going to get the majority of the snaps? Well, Royce was asked, can you even define your role right now?
I don't know. Whatever they ask of me. That's kind of how it's been for me as a recent in my career. I can do a lot of things. I think that's why I'm an asset to a team and to an offense, special teams as well. So whatever they ask of me, honestly.
Yeah, so he's going to do whatever. But again, you talk about the special teams part of it. Your bell cow running back probably isn't going to be a key contributor on special teams. But Royce Freeman said, and we've heard this from a couple people, they have him heavily entrenched in the special teams units.
Early on in my career, especially, I started for a little while, and then not being the starter, you have to find a role, and then being available and being a body on special teams is definitely important. I think that it was preached to me early on in my career, something I take pride in, and seeing other people extend their lifespan in the NFL by doing such.
Sure. But if he's made the number one guy, he won't be on special teams. They're not going to put him out there. Like, I just think that I think they're high on the guy. Now, whether he lives up to their expectations or not, I don't know. But I think they're high on him, and they're going to give him every opportunity. He's the Trey Lance of the running back room.
Oh, good Lord.
Trey Lance of the running back room, Royce Freeman.
Let's talk about Trey Lance and what we saw today. Coming up here on the Blitz as we continue with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Antonio Sports Star.
You know, I've been talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. They're a family-owned company and a local company. And you know that your roof is so important when it comes to your home, right? And your family, so you need a reliable roofer you can count on. That is Stevens Roofing. Whether it's a commercial project or a residential project, doesn't matter. Whether you have a metal roof or a composition roof, doesn't make any difference because they can do it all. In fact, Stevens Roofing is licensed by the city of San Antonio. Estimates are always free. All you have to do is give them a call, 210-785-0994. And they've got something else that they can help you out with because everybody is always looking at saving money these days. So if you've been thinking about going solar, Stevens Roofing has you covered. Solar panels are increasingly affordable. They can save you money on your monthly utility bills. Plus, solar will often increase the value of your home, and there are even options to keep the lights on when the grid goes down. Stevens has a team of certified experts who will deliver solar solutions tailored to your specific needs. So look, for anything, whether it's roofing or solar, call the local company that's been trusted for decades. Call Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994. Stevens Roofing has your family covered. Again, that phone number, 210-785-0994.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. Training camp coverage concludes, but man, we have got a lot to talk about. One more padded practice, one more day of fun.
And NFL preseason got underway yesterday with the Hall of Fame game. All that and plenty more here on the Huddle live from Oxnard.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back. The 2024 Hunters Extravaganza. August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. Fun for the whole family. Check out our hunting seminars, the latest in hunting equipment, last season's best bucks in our annual deer contest, and for the little hunters, games, live alligators, snakes, and more. August 16th through the 18th at the Freeman Coliseum Expo Hall. For details and tickets, go to huntersextravaganza.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
experience? Look no further than I-10 Ice House, your neighborhood sports headquarters with over a decade of excellence. Catch every thrilling moment on massive 10-foot screens, whether it's the big game or that must-see pay-per-view event. And don't miss out on their daily happy hour specials. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive, proudly serving our community for over 10 years. I-10 Ice House, 9518 Console Drive off Worsbach and 10.
The Morning Huddle.
Rob is usually about the friendliest, happy-go-lucky guy out there. They done pissed him off. Rob has said cuss words. I don't know if he's mad at the Cowboys.
I'm mad at everything.
Or he's mad at Greg Shelton.
I'm not mad at Greg Shelton. I'm mad at technology in general.
That's an old people thing to say, Rob.
It very is. I'm a Luddite.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We got high hopes for Trey, and he's going to really get to see a lot of action here over the next month.
A lot of action over the next month.
And he needs a lot of reps, Trey Lance. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix in Oxnard Cowboys Training Camp. And I tell you, earlier today, during the walkthrough part of stuff, and it was just an observation, but you had Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush working with the ones and twos on one field and a lot of young players, and Trey Lance working on the other field. And it looked like clear depth chart, starter backup, and you get some stuff over there. Now, you could argue that working on that other field, Trey Lance was getting every rep where Dak and Cooper Rush were splitting reps, but it did look like it's a distant third from what we've seen so far here in training camp. Trey Lance has been far from impressive.
Well, right, he has, and he's thrown some bad balls, but it's hard to judge guys at training camp. I mean, it really is hard to judge. Like today, for example, the only the criticism I would have of Trey Lance today is the fact that he just seemed like he was going through the motions, where Dak and Cooper both seemed to, they had zip on their ball and they were, fired up and ready to go. But Trey Lance just seemed to like, whatever. And maybe that's part of the issue that he's got is work ethic. That could very well be a big part of that. But if I'm a third guy and I'm getting a second chance with the Dallas Cowboys, who gave up a fourth-round draft pick for me, and I've got an opportunity now to slide into that number 2 and backup quarterback spot, I'm going to be working my butt off. I don't care what we're doing. If we're paying tiddlywinks in the locker room.
Now, you're right. And I don't know if it's a work ethic. We do know that he just hasn't played a lot of football.
No.
And he's got incredible natural ability, or he wouldn't have been drafted where he was. He wouldn't be in the NFL, but going back to high school, limited college games, and COVID had something to do with that, blah, blah, blah. You go back to some of his games in San Francisco, there were times where he looked like, oh, yeah. And other times where it was like, yikes. And that's part of the reason why I think the Cowboys took a flyer on him. They wanted to kick the tires. Did they overpay for him? Yes, they did. But they've gotten a long look at him. And as Stephen Jones said, he's going to get the majority of the 3 preseason games that the Cowboys have. I'm curious next week when the joint practices are going on with the Rams, or the other joint practices later on in camp, is he getting a lot of work then, or is that where Dak is going to get the majority of his work? Because he really needs reps against ones, in my opinion, to really have an idea with ones against ones. Will he get that next week in the joint practices? Because in the preseason games, he's going to be out there with a lot of guys that probably aren't going to make the team, going against guys that aren't going to make their teams. But right now, you're just looking for signs of how far along is he coming. But to your point, in practice today, and it was a walkthrough, kind of half speed, but the passes we saw from Dak and Cooper Rush looked full speed. There was zip on those balls. And, they weren't, they're doing what they're doing, but the passes were boom, boom, boom. And with Trey Lance, they weren't necessarily off target much, but they weren't on target. But there is a number of passes. They were running some fade routes into the end zone speed, but if the corner put his hand up, the corner would have batted every ball down. Now, that's not fair because the receiver and corner were both going half speed, but we didn't see those same kinds of plays from Dak or Cooper Rush.
Well, I hope that what you suggested when the Rams come in here, that he does get an opportunity against some of the ones. I mean, why wouldn't you? Now, but at the same token, even a veteran like Prescott's got to get some reps, and I think that's why you do these joint practices, because you know he's not going to play in the preseason, so you get him out there, get some of these. So he's got to play some for sure, and you got to keep Cooper Rush, ready to go as well. So, but I hope Trey Lance does. Look, when they traded for Trey Lance, I was super critical of it. I still am super critical of it. I think a 4th-round draft pick was like paying $1 million for a lemon. I mean, honestly, it was ridiculous. And so it was a bad trade to begin with. Because of that, they're going to give him every opportunity that there is. And from what we've seen so far out here in camp, he has not taken advantage of it.
No, he really hasn't. I'm sorry, Joe. I just got distracted.
Well, you're always distracted. That's fine.
No, not always.
Always.
Not like this. Here's a tweet 1 minute ago from Variety. Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan treat their cannons with pomp and playfulness in a delightful Hollywood Bowl tour stop.
What?
That's the headline. That's the tweet.
Well, I don't know who wrote that story or tweet, but were they actually at the show?
Some dude named Chris William. Now, I don't know who wrote the headline, but I don't know that I would say playfulness and delightful when it comes to Bob Dylan, who was not good last night.
No, he was not good at all. And now his band, the people playing the music, were good. Sometimes, but Willie was funny. Willie was played with the crowd. He played with some of his band members, and I thought it was fast. It was fabulous.
One of the greatest things about Willie last night, who does sound old.
He does.
And the crowd helps finish the songs, and you know them all. I mean, but there was a very simple setup on stage, and then a couple feet away from where everybody is was a mic stand and a microphone.
Yeah.
And at one point, he introduced the band and said, "That's Waylon over there."
Yep.
That was cool. But the first paragraph of this concert review from what we saw last night, Mount Rushmore is a movable thing. Two of the greats of musical granite are on tour together, co-headlining the Traveling Outlaw Music Festival and reminding everyone of the old maxim, any day above ground, in which Willie Nelson and Bob Dylan are also above ground, is a good day. Okay.
Well, I hope they're above ground.
Well,
they looked above ground.
Well, I mean,
what a genius article that is.
Well, I'm just saying. The Hollywood Bowl, blah, 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 that did justice to the stone-faced legacies of both greats, which also, thankfully, paying testimony to their shared enduring playfulness as performers. I thought Dylan was awful.
Well, I did too, but you know what's funny about that, and obviously other people did too. There were a couple of people on the bus, the shuttle that took us back to the car, that felt the same way we did. But there were a lot of people there that came, I think, just for Dylan, and they were standing up and clapping and cheering and dancing around. And I'm like, either you're a Dylan fan and you have learned how to translate his mumble, or he's Bob Dylan. All right. And you just give him the respect like that. But it was just, for me, it was not enjoyable. Now, truth be told, I was not a Bob Dylan fan going in. So I had a little bit of a bias there, but it was worse than I ever imagined.
Well, it says Dylan is performing in the undercard slot each night on this tour. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. It's okay since he's less of a determined crowd pleaser than his older countryer counterpart.
That
his
is
current
a true
set
statement.
list has more familiar songs in it than his last tour.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize any of them. I hate
Nelson leaves an audience with the warm fuzzies. Dylan is all about the cool fuzzies.
Really?
That's
the cool fuzzies. Well, Mr. Fuzzy there for Variety needs to go watch the concert again. That is a horrible review of that concert. I'd like to write a response to that. Is there?
I'm sure you can comment on
sure
Twitter. It's interesting because I'm not a big Dylan guy. I would never go out of my way to see Bob Dylan, but I do like to see all the legends, and I've seen them. We would, if we were sitting at the house and it was Bob Dylan and John Mellencamp, we would not have made an effort to go to the Hollywood Bowl last night. We went because it was Willie freaking Nelson.
Of course.
Right? And Bob Dylan happened to be there. But when everybody on the shuttle bus back to the parking garage that we were in down on Hollywood Boulevard, and there was a lady in there that made my mom look young. I mean, and she got on the bus and just F-word after F-word about how bad Bob Dylan was, and she claimed to be a Bob Dylan fan.
Yes, she did.
I mean, this old woman, and, L.A. traffic sucks, so you're on a shuttle bus a little longer than you thought. She drove up from San Diego.
And they had to drive back.
And they were driving back.
I don't know how far that is.
Hour and a half, depending on traffic.
It's long enough.
Yeah, well, but she was a Dylan fan and was there more for Dylan than Willie, and was mad about how bad Bob Dylan was, which made all of us feel better about our impressions of how Bob Dylan did. I mean, it was like validation from this old lady who had to be in her late 80s.
Really?
Well, I mean,
maybe. I don't know if she was that old.
Well,
late 80s?
Well, she said she remembers Bob Dylan when he first came on the scene. So
I was at the hospital when he was born. I was served as a nurse.
What was that?
I don't know.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, sometimes. Yes, even I think I'm an idiot. Look, again, he's a legend. I hate to do this, but it was just like, it was often I sat there and I did. And the seats we had were right in the middle. We were very high up, but right in the middle.
We were as high as you could be.
And I'm sitting
and not
there.
Los Angeles high.
I'm sitting there.
We were at the top.
I got A.J. Hoffman on my left, and I got Rob Thompson on my right. And I look over at Rob after the second song, and I go, dude, this sucks. And he laughed, and he said, tell A.J. that. So I told AJ the same thing. Apparently, AJ on the show that morning, or at some point in time, told Rob, he's like, you watch, Ryan Eagle's going to say this show sucks. So he's a mind reader, if nothing else.
Well, I mean, he knows that you're easy to win a beer bet off of. And if he were making a beer bet with Rob, that would have been easy pickings, because you were complaining about having to go see Bob Dylan. So you not liking the show wasn't a surprise to anybody. All of us, except maybe AJ, who wanted to see Dylan. And AJ had seen Dylan a couple of times before. He saw him at Stubbs in Austin.
And he wanted to see him again? Wow.
He's a legend.
Yeah, well, he is a legend. Duh.
But
it won't be happening again.
Well,
won't happen again.
I mean, you might not have an option.
Well, even if I did. Say, hey, Bob Dylan's playing down at Floor's Country Store, and it's free. They're going to give you a case of beer to go.
You would do that?
No, I wouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
No.
You would do that.
No, I think
you'd sit with your case
fine.
of beer in the back and get some woman telling you to shh during the show.
That actually happened.
And for the record, A.J. Hoffman stood for 90% of the concert last night. For the guy that talks about he likes old people concerts so he could sit down, that guy probably spent 20 total minutes in our seat. He stood the entire concert, as all of us did.
You know, there were a lot of old people there. I felt young. I really did. I felt like a baby. Woo! It was great.
Felt like a baby?
A baby. I did. It was great. I like going to places with a lot of old people.
One of the rare times you weren't the oldest guy in the room.
By far. Well, you said there's a 90-year-old woman on the shuttle.
And this 90-year-old woman, all of us tried to give up our seat, and she wouldn't take it.
She wouldn't take it.
She wouldn't take it.
No. Unfortunately, somebody did take me up on mine, so I had to stand up.
Unfortunately, you grumpy old man.
Woo!
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. If you read these reviews on our show last night, the Willie part was fantastic.
Willie was great.
Although, if you are hoping to see Willie again, you
find a concert
Although we've been saying that since the 90s.
Isn't that the truth?
Absolutely. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. There is football on tonight, which means you got to get outside, fire up that smoker, fire up your grill, and watch. Well, it's preseason football, but hell, it's football. And you know, before you fire up that grill, you need to get into Tri-County Meat Market, because that great meal, any great meal, starts with great meat. No better place to go get your meat than at Tri-County Meat Market. 2 locations, locally owned, full service. They have everything you need to up your grilling game. Beef, chicken, pork, fajitas, poppers, and so much more. You want to do some beef ribs this weekend, maybe some pork ribs, English crosscuts. Maybe tonight for football, you got their seasoned fajitas, their wings, do a picanha, their brisket burgers are incredible. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect. You can always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25, and Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, or online at tricountymeat.com.
Riding 1604 with the Blitz.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again.
Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Kohl's knows that summer is for spending time outside with family and friends, but they also know that can lead to your plans becoming overcrowded with travel, hosting, weddings, and graduations. Luckily, with great brands and great prices, you can stay ready for any summer getaway or get-together. Find everything from patio essentials and grilling go-tos to beach faves and poolside picks. Plus, get styles for everyone in the family and for every occasion. So don't wait. Hurry to Kohl's or Kohl's.com and bring home whatever you need for wherever the season takes you.
Halftime means back-to-school shopping time at Target. Get your phones out, dads. We're saving 30% off.
Wow, look at this. Backpacks, clothes, shoes, at 30% off.
There's the pizza backpack my kid wants. Add to cart.
Oh, my daughter's gonna love this heart tee. Better grab some leggings, too.
Even notebooks, folders, pencils.
And glue sticks and crayons? All at 30% off this week only.
My sideline shopping game is strong.
When it comes to getting 30% off, Target has your back to school.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month, with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now at checkethos.com. That's checkethos.com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, April Lancieri here from the Lancieri Auto Group.
And Danielle Gunter, Executive Director of Texas Yes, here to tell you about the Drive Away for Education raffle sponsored by the Lancieri Auto Group. Proceeds directly benefit Texas schools and students.
And now you can help by purchasing raffle tickets. The winner gets to choose a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia.
Plus, there's a chance to win additional prizes through our weekly drawings, a shopping spree, or a gas card.
Get your raffle tickets today at TexasYesProject.org.
Winner responsible for tax title license and federal withholding.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served Relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074 or hill-electric.com.
94.1 FM. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys have a new player today. They have signed defensive end Al-Quadin Muhammad to a one-year contract. Guy is 29 years old. He was a sixth-round pick in 2017 by the New Orleans Saints. That, of course, because Sam Williams is out for the season. It's football tonight. Preseason starts off with a Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Houston Texans taking on the Chicago Bears. They'll kick things at 7 o'clock, and you can catch it right here, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
For the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage continues, brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch. 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock, right?
Yes, it is 4 o'clock. It is 4 o'clock here at Cowboys game. It's a little chilly today. You notice that?
A little chilly.
A little bit because, well, a lot more cloud cover than normal.
They call that a marine layer here. They don't get clouds in Oxnard.
It's clouds.
Yeah, they claim to not get clouds. They call it. It's 73 degrees. It's warmer today than it has been. But it's the breeze, Reinagel.
Somebody drunk at the rudder room tell you that's what they call marine layer?
That
had to have been.
It was the dude from the Chamber of Commerce.
Whatever.
But you don't find sober people at the rudder room.
No, you don't. That's the whole reason you go there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But marine layer. It looks like a cloud to me.
Well, it might be. I don't know. I mean,
marine layer.
Whatever.
The hell.
Whatever. You know, you just had to run down to the facilities here, right?
I did. They're very nice, by the way.
But your bladder is so weak, it just cost you, my friend.
Why?
Why? Because the Cowboys came by and they said, hey, we've got a gift from our friends at Yeti for everybody in the tent. And they gave Dax and I a cup.
Well, it's fantastic.
A great Yeti mug.
Good.
This is great. Let me see yours, right? And I said, well, what about Joe? And they were like, where is he? And they said, we've got to hand it to you. I said, what about Rob and AJ in the morning? And they, do you care about them? I said, they had them and they're passing them out, but they had to physically hand it to you. And it's like, well, Reinegel's just taking a leak like normal. So, I mean, he'll be back in a couple of seconds. Yeah.
That's fine. I don't need a Yeti.
You don't need a Yeti.
You guys have fun with that. I got a Stanley. It's better than a Yeti.
Oh, yeah.
I got a big Stanley.
You got a big what?
A big Stanley. Yeah, it's legendary. It's legendary. All the bimbos talk about it.
Wow. We're back to bread, are we?
Wow. Now, see, you guys were just pulling my chain.
We were pulling your chain. Absolutely.
Well, thank y'all for that. It's very, very kind of you. I do have a Stanley, though, and this is going to be nice, but nice Stanley.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A 42-ounce Yeti Rambler.
Wow.
Is what they've hooked us up with.
No, this is very nice. Wow. This is very cool.
Just don't tell Rob and AJ.
I won't.
That they missed out.
Yeah, I won't. That's their problem.
That's their problem.
Because there's nobody giving stuff out at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Or at 8 o'clock in the morning when they are done with their show.
Exactly right. It's when people just wake up and get ready for their day.
Yeah.
Hey, I got some good news for a guy that we know very well.
Okay.
According to Brett McMurphy, Cam Ward has been voted ACC Preseason Player of the Year by the league's media.
Man, that is awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
I am happy. Having known Cam for so long and thinking about his journey to where he is now, the accolades, and when he makes it to the NFL and, whatever comes. But my goodness, when he gets to the NFL, it's going to be great. Thinking about the NIL money that he made at Washington State after he left the UIW Cardinals, and debating on, and I was talking with his dad about this. Was he going to go to Miami or go into the NFL draft? And it was all about where the draft grade was. And then you look at the NIL money, and quite frankly, the NFL would be a pay cut for that kid right now if he were drafted after the third round. So off to Miami he goes, but I think he's got a chance to do something that's only going to elevate his stock playing at a school like Miami versus UIW, and that led to Washington State. But in Washington State has produced some great quarterbacks. I mean, you think about it, Drew Bledsoe, and Ryan Leaf had a hell of a college career, not necessarily a pro career, but there's been some talent coming out of Wazoo before. But
sure,
you think about his opportunities down there in Miami, not only as he networks in that area, but also from a pro career, but from business possibilities afterwards. He's a smart kid, good kid too. I'm happy for Cam.
Yeah, absolutely. So preseason player of the year in the ACC, that's what he's been picked today. Miami in that conference has been picked to finish third. So we'll see what happens there. But you're right. I mean, what's interesting about what you said about Cam Ward taking a pay cut? I think a lot of college kids are going to face that same challenge. Do I come out and give up the whatever I'm making over here from Joe's car dealership, or do I go to the NFL? And I think it's just a matter of what you want to do and how good you think you are, and what your future may or may not be in the NFL.
What's interesting when you think about the NIL and where it has gone and how quickly it has gone there, and depending on who you talk to, you hear a lot of numbers that are reported from sources, and then players are like, yeah, that's not even close to true. And others, it's either way too low or way too high. NCAA is launching an NIL deal transparency platform in an effort to push to publicize market information and true real numbers.
Yeah, and I don't know if the players or their representatives are going to be happy about that, because we're going to know there's a website you're going to be able to go to through the NCAA and see what guys are making and how that whole thing works. And I like it. I like transparency in that respect, and let's see what it is. It could be a double-edged sword, though. I mean, if quarterback could say Cam Ward at Miami's making X, and then Quinn Ewers is saying, well, wait a minute. Hey, he's making this, I'm not making that. So, I mean, it could cause some ripples within college football.
You wonder in the NIL how much, the right way to word this. We know what the market is in the NFL. We know what the quarterback market is in the NFL. We know what the wide receiver market is in the NFL. Being here at Cowboys camp, we talk a lot about that with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, knowing where the market is. Can you do that in college football with the number of teams, the number of schools, and the amount of money when you're recruiting a kid? And I go back to, talking with Jeff Traylor at UTSA, about a week and a half ago. He had a kid turn down a boatload of money.
But $650,000, I think.
In that neighborhood. Right. And it was at $400, and then by lunch it was $500, and then it was $600 by day. I mean, because, no, I'm good. No, I'm good. And they keep throwing more money at him. I just wonder if the transparency part of it is, it's going to set a real market, but also when they come up with some sort of a salary cap version, which certainly feels like it's needed at the NCAA level at this point.
There's no question that it's needed. But what I like, the difference between that kid and maybe some others is that would have jumped at the $650,000 or whatever figure it happened to be. He told Jeff Traylor that he knows he's going to be in the NFL. He's an NFL player and is confident in his future in the NFL. So he said, I like where I'm playing. I want to play here. Got a good team. And I'll get a lot of looks here. So, props to him. And that's just a decision that every football player now that's in college has got to make eventually. Do I keep the money here, or do I take my chances with the big boys?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. College football, boy, it's August 1st. It's not far away.
Right around the corner.
High school football isn't far away. We have preseason football tonight.
Crazy.
And again, you only get excited because it's the first one. Houston Texans it. Coming up at 4:30 today, the great John McClain will join us a little bit earlier than normal because he is in Canton, Ohio. Of course, Andre Johnson going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we'll talk with the General John McClain coming up at 4:30. As we continue here from Cowboys camp in Oxnard, I thought that was an interesting comment Mike McCarthy made this morning to Rob and AJ on the morning huddle about his new defensive coordinator and how they look at it. And, you know, being here at Cowboys camp, want to thank the Cowboys and our friends at Yeti again for the nice cups that they have brought us by. Some nice blue Yeti cups. Appreciate that.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll hear from some things that Mike McCarthy said this morning coming up here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. If you need caps done, Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. He's got the Katie caps, Nike, Pacific, Cap America. He's got all the big cap brands. He's got all the big shirt brands as well. North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from all kinds of industries. Nobody has better prices, and Sammy is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too big, certainly no order too small. So call 210-824-3900. 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
San Antonio Sports Star.
The best things in life, they come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by September 2nd, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
At Lowe's, save big every day. Right now, get a free pneumatic nailer when you buy a pallet of Metabo HPT nails. Plus, save an extra 5% every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. Discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details. 5% offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store Lowe's.com/credit for details. This is it. Shop the Lowe's Closeout event to get up to 70% off select major appliances for your home. Plus, get up to 60% off select patio furniture and accessories for your outdoor spaces. So hurry into your local store today because these deals are too good to last. Shop them now before they're gone because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 8/7 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Life hack number 7. Get an iPhone 12 on Straight Talk.
Life hack.
Here's how it works. You walk into Walmart, go to the electronics section, ask for iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system, and select the new Silver Unlimited plan. They'll smile because it's a good plan. You get real unlimited data all for just $20 a month for the whole first year. Get it at Walmart or StraightTalk.com. Straight Talk. Less dollars, more sense. Taxes and fees apply. Requires activation of iPhone 12 and a new Silver Unlimited plan or higher end auto pay enrollment. $25 a month service credit applied for up to 12 months if eligibility requirements are met. For network management practices, visit StraightTalk.com.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Dave Ramsey here. The only water softener I recommend is a quality water softener from Connecticut. It really is the last water softener you'll ever own.
ConnecticutSA.com.
And tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
Are you an annoying know-it-all? Answering questions no one asked of you? Do people often ask you, how do you sleep at night? Then you should go to Mattress Firm. They have knowledgeable sleep experts specifically trained to help match you with the right mattress. like you can sleep. Get matched at Mattress Firm. Sleep at night. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
San Antonio Sports Star is sending our boys to see the boys. Coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp in Oxnard, California continues all this week. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He is Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage continues here from Oxnard, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. Now, for all of you listening right now, don't tell Rob and AJ that we got these nice Yeti cups from the Cowboys and Yeti. They handed out gifts, and they literally, I asked, well, what about our morning guys? They go, well, if they're there in the morning, well, we'll try to bring some by. So they may or may not get a Yeti cup, but I love a good Yeti. These are great.
Oh, it's fantastic. And what is it, 40-some-odd ounces?
It says 42-ounce mug.
42 ounces.
With straw and lid.
How about that?
Absolutely. Now I'm excited about this. Is the new dishwasher safe one.
No way.
It says it right here on the label. Over-engineered dishwasher safe because no one needs more work to do. Made with durable kitchen-grade 18-8 stainless steel. Double wall vacuum insulation keeps drinks cold to the last drop.
And it won't peel or crack.
Yeah. Now, no, but it's funny. I think it was Clay was talking about that earlier today, that there's these new dishwasher safe Yetis, and now we have one. Now I'm even more excited about this.
Oh, wait a minute. All Yetis aren't dishwasher safe?
No, sir.
What happens if you put them in the dishwasher?
Well, they're not safe.
For who? The dishwasher?
I don't know. I've just always told don't put them in the dishwasher. So you hand wash them.
Okay.
It's like my wife has a couple of Yetis, and she hand washes all of them, and I get in trouble if I put them in the dishwasher. Or I got in trouble. You try to help out, and then you get in trouble because I didn't know, but that's how I knew, is my wife said you can't put them in the dishwasher.
Well, we've got stuff like that, too, that you have to hand wash.
So, but these are the new dishwasher safe, because I read the label. Which,
well, when I take
something I don't normally do.
When I take this home and show Maggie,
you're going to lose it.
No, I'm going to tell her. Look, babe, read right there.
Dishwasher
safe.
Yes, this is very cool.
Wow,
the dishwasher safe version. Big deal.
I could fill this thing up with a nice cold drink, and it'd last me 18 holes.
I don't know if there's 42 ounces that are going to last you 18 holes.
Well, if there's 42 ounces, there'd be probably, 6 ounces of vodka in there. So 36 ounces of whatever I want to mix it with.
It still wouldn't last you 18 holes.
Well, it might not.
No. You'd be refilling before the turn. That's the way it is. It's awesome. Funny you bring up your wife, and I bring up my wife, and you try to do something to help out, and you get in trouble. We were talking with a friend of ours today watching practice and heard the most bizarre story.
Yes.
Now, all of us guys that are married have at some point done something stupid, and we never live it down. But we were talking to a reporter friend of ours, and I won't name his name, Clarence Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. And he was telling a story of his parents. And because you brought up, Clarence is from Schulenburg, and you're like, that's always where I stop to pee on my way to Houston.
It's about halfway.
I call BS. You're stopping at Buc-ee's in Luling. And as soon as I said that, Clarence started to laugh, and his very recognizable laugh. And he said, man, you bring up Luling, I got to tell you guys a story. He said, my dad one time, they stopped in Luling to go to the restroom. And my dad's always focused and driven. So my parents both go in. They're using the restroom. My dad's done. He comes out and he gets in the car and he takes off bathroom at Buc-ee's.
And the way he told it, man, I was rolling out there. Because can you imagine her walking out the door going, where the hell? Where I don't know what Clarence's dad's name is, but like, where the hell
Mr.
is
Hill?
he? Yeah.
Yes. I mean, but you look, you think about, and I asked, how far down the road did he get before he realized she wasn't in the car? He said, I don't know. We never get past that part of the story because you're laughing so much.
Well, that's interesting. But the fact of the matter is he wouldn't even notice. Is she sitting in the back seat? Or he just,
I mean, his dad
been married that long. It's just like,
yeah, his dad's focused. I mean, I mean, you're in a hurry. You got to go. And, you know, when the bus is leaving, you're either in or not. And, you know, I was thinking, you know, I don't know that I would survive that. If I left my wife in the bathroom and we stop somewhere and I'm done and I just leave her.
Yeah.
I mean, not on purpose, not intentional. And I kind of think, well, you know, if that happens, you know what you got into. Like, you know, my wife knew what she was dealing with. And, you know, we've been married 29 years. Your wife knew what she was getting when she got you. God bless Kelly, Rob's wife. She knew what she was getting when she married Rob. But I don't know that even Rob would leave Kelly at the gas station.
Well, I can't imagine that I would do that. But, I mean, Clarence's parents have been married a long time. I mean, a long time.
Yeah.
So that was a funny story. I would have loved to have heard the conclusion of that when he figures it out, turns around, goes back and picks her up. And what the hell? She's chewing his butt from one side to the other.
Oh, I can imagine. I mean, the dog house.
Oh, my goodness.
What have you guys done that might have happened years ago that your wife still won't let you live down? And honestly, I don't know that I have messed up at that level.
No, that's another level. Leaving at a Buc-ee's.
I mean, can anybody top that story? Does anybody have anything worse? Because that's right up there with, and you survived. You survived.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it would have been safer just to keep on going down the road. I mean, you know, it's kind of the old saying. I mean, you know, you're already in trouble, so you know, it's
you
like
might go have some fun.
Well, I mean, it was the worst. I want to say the worst trouble I got into, because I got into a lot of trouble as a kid. But the worst I remember is I was leaving the house on a Friday night. And my parents said be home at 12, and I came home Sunday at 11:30. And while I was in trouble, I said, "But you told me to be home before 12. It's almost 12. I'm here before 12. You didn't." And boy, was I in trouble.
Yeah, and the next day you went to the Navy recruiter.
In a roundabout way, yeah. I mean, it was time to go.
Yeah.
But I figure if you're going to miss curfew, if I wasn't going to be home by 12:15, 12:30, I was already in trouble. So what the hell?
No, I got the serious question. Did you honestly think your parents were going to fall for that crap?
I was hoping.
Yeah, well, jeez. Yeah, okay. And who's the idiot now?
Well,
I mean, seriously. Dude. Oh, yeah, I'm home before 12.
My dad used to always say I was going to get the front door for my 18th birthday. And, you know, I was going to take it off the hinges and put it in there. And that didn't go over well either.
Oh, my goodness.
I did some things, man. I remember I got in trouble when my dad took my TV, but I had a job. I was working at Kentucky Fried Chicken. So I went to Walmart and I bought another one. That didn't go over well either.
I'm sure it didn't. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't tell some of my escapades when I was a young knucklehead.
Why?
Because they're X-rated, or certainly R-rated.
What?
Yeah, I can't tell.
What
honestly.
do you mean?
That I was such a knucklehead when I was not so much maybe high school, but man, when I was let out of the cage from Alice, Texas, and went to college, there was like, man, it's like I had been set free.
Set free.
Set free. Yes.
Anything that moved, huh?
Well, I
More
tried.
or less, yeah. That was all of us. That was all of us.
Well, sure.
That was all of us.
There was just a lot of things moving in San Marcos.
Well, you didn't go there for academics.
I'm telling you, no, I did not. Did
you look at other colleges, or you went on one visit and said, "I'm home"?
I didn't go on a visit. It's a buddy of mine who was my best friend in high school. We just decided that's where we were going to go, and that's where I had to, at that time.
Here we go.
At that time, they had the SAT and the ACT.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
And I asked, well, which one's easier?
Joseph Reinagel.
So they said that most people told me it was the ACT. So I took that, and I think you had to have a 12.
A 12?
It was a
or a 22.
I don't know, whatever it was. I was 1 point over that, so it was perfect. I got in, so it was all good. The school was not my. Not that I'm not a smart guy, because obviously
that's obvious.
Obviously that's
everybody
true.
that listens every day.
I'm obviously a smart guy. It's just that I didn't want to take the time to study. That would just seem like a real pain in the butt.
To study.
Yes.
To do your work.
Uh-huh. So I played a lot of golf, drank a lot, ate a lot, other things a lot.
Like what?
Just a variety of things. And
you got 5 kids, man.
I had a great time.
Yeah.
None of them came out of college, though. That didn't happen.
Uh-huh.
It was all that practice. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun. I tell you what, I had a great time. There's no doubt. Great time.
College is fun.
Yes.
College is fun. Mike McCarthy this morning was on the morning huddle, and he gave an answer that I wasn't necessarily expecting when he was talking about impressions with Mike Zimmer's new defense. And I guess it's just from a different perspective, because Mike McCarthy is the head coach, but he's also the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, Mike's doing a great job. I mean, his scheme and his system is excellent. I think being in one system for 3 years, this is a really good change for us on a number of fronts. So I think you're always trying to adjust your schemes each and every year, and now to have that type of change, and it's a proven system, something I've competed against, and it's been a lot of fun going against Mike here on a daily basis.
Well, and that's kind of cool, isn't it? I mean, those two guys going head-to-head, Mike Zimmer, they've both obviously been head coaches and both been on coordinators on either side of the ball. So both of those guys going at it. I am really anxious to see, because everybody, and maybe rightly so, I'm not saying one way or the other, everybody's talking up Mike Zimmer. And he's just this, he's that, and it's like everything's just going to be so much better than it was. And I wonder, is it going to be that much better?
Maybe. And I say that. I don't know that it's going to be better, because Dan Quinn had some great defenses. He had a chance to have an historically great defense a year ago. It didn't work out that way, right? But it's going to be different.
Yeah.
It's going to be different.
Uh-huh.
And you hear that from Mike McCarthy as a play caller. It's become more of a challenge.
Right.
So, Mike McCarthy is judging Mike Zimmer not only as his boss, as the head coach, but competing against him day to day in practice. And, everything that you hear about Dan Quinn, and I'm a Dan Quinn fan. I really am. Although you go back and you listen to November, December shows from last football season, you and I were questioning how great that defense was and what Mike Zimmer or what Dan Quinn was doing with the defense, because it was predictable. We were sitting in our living rooms or at the Roo Pub or wherever, and you kind of knew what was going to happen. And then it was Michael Lombardi that used the term with us on Super Bowl Radio Row that Dan Quinn is a 2-pitch pitcher.
Yep.
And once you figured him out, you can hit him all over the park.
Mm-hmm.
So we know Mike Zimmer has more than 2 pitches, and he'll change some things up. He'll throw some curveballs. He'll have some sliders in there. And he's an old school disciplinarian type of coach, where Dan Quinn was more of a player's coach. I'm not saying one is better than the other, but it's different approaches.
Oh, I am.
And we'll see different things from Zimmer. Better? I mean, that remains to be seen, but at least different is better, and probably better for this Cowboys offense here in training camp, going against different looks than what they had seen for the last 3 years, because everybody in the world knew how predictable Dan Quinn's defense was.
Including the Cowboys offense.
Including the Cowboys offense, and especially the Green Bay offense.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was a disaster. That case. I like Zimmer just simply because of the fact that he's old school and he does hold guys accountable. And I think Mike McCarthy, in some respects, I'm not sure that he is he's more to the Dan Quinn side, I would say, than the Mike Zimmer side, just from what I've seen. Whether that's accurate or not, I'd have to ask the players, and we will. But I just think that football players growing up, and I think it certainly doesn't happen as much as it used to, but growing up, I mean, you've always had that hard-ass coach, right? The guy that gets in your face, that holds you accountable, that pushes you. And I think athletes in general, not just football players, still thrive on that kind of stuff. Most of them, the great ones, do. And so I think that that in itself is going to help this defense out quite a bit. And doing things differently, using Micah Parsons differently, I think is going to help as well. But I just think that old school approach, to me, I think that's going to make a huge difference.
The Houston Texans play in a preseason football game tonight. They're in Canton, Ohio, where our good friend John McClain is, and the General will join us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, I never thought a water softener could make as big a difference as my Connecticut quality water softener has made. And I have to tell you, I had another water softener before, got a Connecticut quality water softener, and I can tell the difference. It's amazing how I can tell the difference because, well, I mean, Connecticut is the best in the business. They've been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made in America, and you know as well as I do, if you spend any time in San Antonio and South Texas, you got to have a water softener. The water's hard. It can do a lot of damage. You guys know this. A Connecticut quality water softener is the absolute best. What I love about it is you don't plug it in. It does not run on electricity, so it's not going to increase your electric bill. There's not going to be any expensive electrical components to repair or replace. Connecticut quality water softeners will provide you with soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And get this, right now, if you are plumbed for a water softener in your home, Connecticut quality water softeners are going to put one in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. Yeah, you heard that right. Absolutely free, 90 days, no contract. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE. That's 656-787 at ConnecticutSA.com. Hey, and you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. Training camp coverage concludes, but man, we have got a lot to talk about. One more padded practice, one more day of fun.
And NFL preseason got underway yesterday with the Hall of Fame game. All that and plenty more here on the Huddle live from Oxnard.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
George gets justice. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, our motto is simple. George gets justice. But what does that mean for you? It means you get an award-winning team of attorneys who will fight for everything taken from you so that you can get back to what matters in life. When we say George gets justice, it's just not a motto. It's a commitment to you. Call us at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
You've got to watch your NFL team every Sunday, and Verizon's got you covered for all your team's out-of-market games every Sunday afternoon. Come on! From kickoff to sign-off, from first downs and touchdowns
That's right.
to turnovers and overturned plays.
After review, the pass was incomplete.
Nice! Let's go! This season, win every Sunday with Verizon. Get a great deal on NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV and a new phone. Excludes digital-only games. Terms and embargoes apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today?
Gotta change my oil.
How about Valvoline Restore and Protect? It restores and protects your engine to run like new.
Get in the zone.
It restores your engine to like factory clean?
And protects.
Get in the zone.
So Valvoline Restore and Protect restores and protects.
Now you can get 5 quarts with an STP extended life oil filter for $37.99.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including
day. Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair?
What do you mean? Does it not look good?
It doesn't look good. It looks freaking amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret.
No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic.
Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
I was so tired of having thin and brittle hair. Ugh, and the shedding. So I figured I'd give hair volume a try. Needless to say, I'm thrilled with the results. Hey, where are you going?
I'm going to pick up some hair volume right now. My reunion's next month and I want my hair to look as good as yours.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at newnordicusa.com or your local Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Help your hair look full, voluminous, and beautiful again at newnordicusa.com, Walgreens, Rite Aid, or CVS.
BOGO 50% off everything baseball and softball. Bats and gloves, steel and molded cleats. Performance gear and all other equipment must go. 80% off all apparel and footwear, and up to 70% off everything else. Baseball Express on East Nakoma.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
I'm AJ Hoffman from the Morning Huddle. Join me and Rob Thompson tomorrow morning at 6. What's the latest with the Cowboys, and are they even ready for the season? It's all right here on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. In Oxnard, California, our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds continues. 73 degrees outside right now. There are clouds out there. I'm with you, Joe.
Cooler.
It feels, yeah, well, it's
than it
windier.
has.
Yes, it's cold. I'm glad I'm wearing long sleeves today.
Well, I'm not, so it's a little cooler.
It is a little cooler. John McClain, who's not in the Houston heat today, he is in Canton, Ohio, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades cast line, where I'm sure he is thrilled to know we're in 73-degree weather. Is about as thrilled to know that he has to go watch preseason football tonight that he's likely to blow off. John, how's your Thursday?
My Thursday's gone great. I will say this about you guys and your 73 degrees. The first, it's a two-word response I got for you, and the second one is you.
Well, I would imagine
there's a lot of your listeners feeling the same way. They're tired of hearing how great the weather is out there when they're suffocating in San Antonio.
Yeah, it's very hot there, but I would imagine the weather in Canton, Ohio is pretty nice, is it not?
Yeah, it's 91 degrees. It's nice, sure.
Oh, my goodness.
91. Nobody's playing tonight, right? But at least we have football back, and it's the sign that at least every week from now until the Super Bowl, we have NFL football. That's the best part about tonight's game, is it not?
If you call it a game, it's going to be like a practice. And it's important for the Texans because when you have 15 new defensive free agents, veterans, and 5 defensive rookies, so that's 20, and you've re-signed 4 of your defensive free agents. You got to have time to see guys. But D'Amico Ryans was really happy at the perfect timing of playing a Hall of Fame game because they got to report early. They have the extra game, and they need to evaluate a lot of backup position. And on defense, they got like five new starters coming, and some of those jobs are up for grabs. But really, they're trying to figure out who are going to be the backups, who are going to provide the depth. Because as they saw last year, they started 11 different offensive linemen because of injuries. They had more injuries in the offensive line than any team in the NFL, yet C.J. Stroud was still able to excel. So they've got a lot of evaluating to do. And a game like this, the people that like it are the players, their parents, girlfriends, and maybe other extended family members.
John, do you anticipate C.J. Stroud playing at all in the preseason?
No, and I think, I don't know about the preseason. He played last year. I think, yes, he will play at some point in the preseason, but I don't know that. He's got new players. He's got to get on the same level with Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell's back from his injury, so I do think he'll play. He won't play tonight. I like the way D'Amico Ryan's handled it. I'm not going to tell you all who's playing. You'll find out Thursday night, because some fans still get excited. Bears fans are excited of the possibility of Caleb Williams, but they've already said he's not playing. So they're going to get to see a lot of backups too. But you're right, Jason, like you said, it means football's back. Until the Super Bowl, we'll have games every week. I wish regular season started tonight, not just the preseason.
Well, we all do.
Yes.
I mean, it can't get here fast enough. John McClain joining us here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Read his work now at HoustonTexans.com. Just watching tonight, and I know it's a lot of backups. Is there a player or two that you're just interested to see how they'll perform in a game setting versus what you've seen at the facility during training camp to this point?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. They got two starting jobs open at defensive tackle, and they don't really have starters. They have guys that are backups. They had a guy last year, Khalil Davis, who came off the bench at tackle, and when he played, he always made a big play. And I suspect one of the reasons that D'Amico Ryans let both of their starting tackles go is because he had other guys ready to step up, like Khalil Davis. I hope he gets to play because I want to see him. I thought they'd use a high pick on a defensive tackle. I thought they would get a free agent, spend a lot of money. They didn't do either one. And that's because if D'Amico had wanted to do that, Nick Caserio would have done it. But he's got some guys that he likes and are in position specific for what he wants to tackle. I'm looking forward to it. Jeff Okuda, the third overall pick in 2020 for Detroit. He's 25 years old. He's on his third team. I want to see how you can go to be rated as high as the third overall pick. No corner's ever been picked higher, and you can be on your third team. So ordinarily, if he's a starter, and he's not, Kamari Lassiter is the other starter on the boundary opposite Derek Stingley Jr. But I want to see some of these veteran corners they brought in. And then Caleb Bullock, a third-round pick from USC, kind of a center fielder. He's tall, he's thin, he runs like crazy. Can't wait to see him out there as well. They have a new punter, Tommy Townsend, won Super Bowl rings with Kansas City, then wanted to get paid. They let their punter go to Pittsburgh, Cam Johnston, and no team is going to be revealing any secrets on the kickoff. People are like, oh, they have all these radical changes. These two teams play again second week of regular season at NRG Stadium. There is nothing either team is going to show in a kickoff that they might use during the season.
John, I'm curious because a big talk out here in Oxnard has been that attendance is down. I'm assuming that in Houston for Texans camp, folks can come out and watch. Is that a correct assumption?
Yeah, they have a bunch of practices where fans can come, and it's always they're free, but it's always packed, even when they were bad, because everybody gets fired up at the start of the season, and so you can't jack up a free price. So they've just been more in demand. And they start lining up like 8 hours before practice. So they're enthusiastic, like everybody is, about the Texans right now. And I saw those stories about the Cowboys. And I think one reason people are down on Jerry saying he's going all in, and he didn't, that they haven't gotten their big guys signed. And they're wondering who's going to be money questions about the Cowboys that people may not have had before. And I think there's still doubters about the way they played against Green Bay after being unbeaten at home, and then they just laid an egg. And I think people, seeing is believing. They want to see this team get off to a fast start, pour it on, be good, win 12 games again, and get back in the playoffs, and then they'll hold their breath.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what it is. It's weird because it's the first time in, I don't know, forever. Hell, even during Quincy Carter days. And, it was Super Bowl. I think Clint Sterner, it was Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
It was, and this year, we know the Cowboys are going to be good, but nobody's picking them to go to the Super Bowl, which might be the best thing for the Cowboys, to have realistic expectations for a change that they might be able to exceed, as opposed to unrealistic expectations that they can't meet.
And they used to have Southern California wrapped up. Anything in the LA area, it was Cowboy country, because you didn't have the Rams and you had the Chargers. They were down in San Diego, and I know the Raiders are out there now, and they got some weird rules about being where they are, but there's a lot more interest in the NFL and in Southern California in particular. So it's not just the Cowboys. I know Jerry Jones loves going out there, loves being around the fans, hanging out with the big shots. Where Jimmy Johnson, remember, he wanted to be in Austin. He wanted to come down, scrimmage New Orleans, play preseason games at Alamo Stadium, and then move over to the Dome. And so Jimmy wanted him to suffer because he thought that was good for him. Where Jerry, I think they're probably out there right now more for Jerry and more for you guys in the media, so you can have it so easy.
And we really appreciate that, John, too. It was a nice gesture by Jerry Jones, and we thank him for that
and so
quite
easy.
a bit.
I mean, John, last night we went down to the Hollywood Bowl, and we saw Willie
I
Nelson.
heard Dave told me about
Dylan.
that. Wow.
Yeah,
I
Bob
haven't
Dylan
been able to
sucked.
understand. I have not understood anything Bob Dylan has sung for 40 years. I
Isn't
go
that
back
the
and
truth?
listen to his song when he was young, and I could understand him. I don't know if he can understand himself.
There's no way he can. It's impossible, and we didn't even understand anything. I got to ask you this, though, John, because obviously we got a football game tonight, but one of the greatest wide receivers to ever play the game is going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Andre Johnson. There's got to be a lot of buzz, I would think, for that.
Oh, my goodness, Joe. We came up this morning packed with Andre and Texans fans, and I was trying to sleep. And they all want to talk about Texas and Andre. Day before, we were told Andre came up. He's in first class. Cheerleaders were in coach, and cheerleaders are passing out gear to Texas fans. There are literally thousands of Texas fans coming up here because Andre is the first. Because not only is he a great receiver, but he's a great ambassador to the game, a great ambassador for Texas, and as one who presented him to our committee, I take a lot of pride in him getting in. And then I'll be back 4 years from now when J.J. Watt goes in playing second fiddle to some guy named Brady.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And my only thought on that is the McNairs didn't get Andre a plane, a private jet to go out there. He had to fly commercial.
Now the Hall of Fame, that's all handled by the Hall of Fame.
Okay.
All right.
I would think you're a Hall of Famer. You get a private jet out there, but I guess
They don't get a private jet. I should have gotten a private jet.
No, I agree.
I thought you already had one.
Yeah, I wish. Mattress Mac had offered his.
All I gotta do is, hey, Mac, you using the plane today? I'll borrow it. I'll bring it back by Sunday.
Yeah, I would have. It's a lot of fun because there's so many people out here, and I can't wait till Andre's introduced. The only bad thing is he's going last, and by the time you get up there last, those guys on the stage are telling you, "Hurry up, I'm hot. I want to go back to my room." Now, the good thing is, anybody knows Andre Johnson knows he's not going to have some elaborate speech planned because he's pretty private. And Gary Kubiak is his presenter. Those speeches are recorded because the presenters would get to be too long. And they moved it up to the day. They started 11 Central. And I think that's great because used to to 45 minutes. They're supposed to have 7. And by the time the party started, it was 1 a.m. So it's much better handled. But nobody's going to accuse Andre of spending too much time talking about it.
No, but I want to ask you about Andre and this Hall of Fame journey that he's been on recently, because, I remember early in his career and we would have him on a show. He's quiet, soft-spoken. He seems to really be enjoying the moment, the events that I've seen him at, speaking, a lot of the interviews that we've seen doing. It seems like he is a lot more open and talkative than he was during his playing days. Is that fair?
Yeah, it is, because he doesn't have to worry about something being misconstrued or used against him, something like that. Plus, he's just grown up. He's matured as a person. He is more trusting than he was when he came from Miami in 2003. And can you imagine what NFL history and Houston history would have been like if the Lions, who had the 2nd pick and were desperate for a wide receiver, the Texans had the 3rd pick, desperate for a wide receiver, the Lions took Charles Rogers. Had they taken Andre Johnson, Rogers, who had drug and injury problems, that guy played 3 years, started 9 games, one of the biggest busts in history. And one reason Matt Millen got fired, I'm sure, was because he took Rogers over Andre Johnson.
Wow. Yeah. There's a long list of GMs that have made that kind of mistake, though, John, as you well know.
Oh, there sure are. Yes, there are.
Yep. And they can get fired when they make a bad decision. In Dallas, they never get fired for bad decisions on draft day. It's amazing how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys are awful. Poor old Jerry's out there hosting y'all, making sure you have the greatest time in the world, and y'all are taking shots at it.
You got to call it how you see it, and Jerry appreciates that. That's the beauty of the Cowboys.
I don't think old Jerry's getting anything he's never gotten before. I think he probably relishes it. Jerry, it doesn't matter if it's bad or good. He just likes it.
Yep,
that's it.
That's exactly what it is.
Right.
John, enjoy the weekend there in Canton, Ohio. Have fun. Appreciate you jumping on early today, because I know you got work to do tonight with an actual football game to cover. Make sure you follow John on
Can't
Twitter.
Wait, guys. You guys.
Go ahead.
Thank you. You guys have fun out there. We'll talk about Oxnard and Canton next Thursday.
Good stuff. John McClain. Follow him on Twitter at McClain_on_NFL and read him at HoustonTexans.com. John McClain and all our guests. Join on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at BuyersBarricades.com.
Yeah, Andre Johnson, I used to love watching that guy play football. I mean, he was something else. And you just had to throw it in his vicinity, and he would come down with the catch. It was just incredible. So I'm happy for him that he's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
I remember interviewing him, might have been his rookie year, and he was so soft-spoken.
Yeah.
And, I'm turning up the microphone as loud as I can. And he's sitting across the table from us, or hell, he might have been right next. And I couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear him. And he got better with media as he was in the league. But my greatest Andre Johnson memory when he was playing, we were down at a Texans game. They were playing the Titans, and we had really good seats. And it was Erica's first Houston Texans game. And Andre beat the holy crap out of a dude named Cortland Finnegan.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
That was so awesome.
I remember that. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Finnegan didn't know what he was getting into at that point in time, but he was kind of one of those guys anyway that, always trying to start something.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you think about it, when you're a chirper, sometimes the quiet guy is the one you have to worry about.
That's exactly right.
Speaking of a chirper, Donovan Wilson, safety for the Dallas Cowboys. He's one of those trash-talking type of defensive backs. He's going to join us coming up here about 5:15 on the Blitz. But, we got to give away some stuff right now.
Well, we better do that.
Yeah, Pledge is telling me we've got to give away Big 3 basketball tickets this Sunday at the Frost Bank Center. 2 o'clock, everything will get going. It's this Sunday. If you want to go see the Big 3, we've got a pair of tickets we'll give away in honor of Andre Johnson. We'll do caller. No, I'm kidding, Pledge.
Pledge almost pooped himself.
He almost did.
Almost.
You think almost?
Maybe he did.
He might have.
Yeah.
He He might have.
Wouldn't be the first time. Won't be the last.
Caller 9 210-656-ESPN 656.
Love you, Pledge.
3776. Caller 9. You'll win those tickets to go see Big 3 basketball. The Big 3. If you don't win the tickets, go to big3.com/tickets and get to the Frost Bank Center this Sunday at 2. And don't forget they have that big concert as well on Saturday night. We'll get into all that coming up. What's on tap just before 6 o'clock. We got a $50 gift card to give away to Tri-County Meat Market. And Donovan Wilson coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. It's the Blitz in Oxnard, California, here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp. Live from Oxnard, California. KTFM, Floresville. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the first annual back-to-school drive this Saturday from noon till 2 p.m. while supplies last at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-aged children, only while supplies last, so don't be late. This Saturday from noon to 2 p.m. at Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Presented by the Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, Las Palapas, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle for my friends at Stevens Roofing, your local roofer. You know, summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Our hot Texas sun pounding down can degrade and age your roof. So for residential or commercial service, you need a reliable roofer you can trust and afford. That's Stevens Roofing. Online at stevensroofing.net or call them at 210-785-0994. That's 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Look no further than I-10 Ice House, your neighborhood sports headquarters with over a decade of excellence. Catch every thrilling moment on massive 10-foot screens, whether it's the big game or that must-see pay-per-view event. And don't miss out on their daily happy hour specials. The best seats are at I-10 Ice House on 9518 Console Drive, proudly serving our community for over 10 years. I-10 Ice House, 9518 Console Drive off Wurzbach and 10.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted it close to town with a picture window overlooking a yard. And you found it. Now when you sit down to dinner, you've got front row seats too. Your neighbor's daily pickleball game. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-881-4242. 800-881-4242.
O'Reilly! You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All right, when it comes to getting life insurance for your family, a lot of excuses can get in the way. But ask yourself this: if something were to happen to me, who would pay the mortgage, the kids' education, and the other bills? Then forget the excuses and check out Ethos Life, the online, easy way to get life insurance in 10 minutes. Ethos has rates that you can afford, like a $500,000 policy for a 40-year-old male starting at $1 a day or $30 a month with a few health questions and no medical exam. Get your free quote right now. Check that. Check .com. Not available in all states. Rates do vary.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys have a new defensive end. His name is Al-Quadin Muhammad. He's signed to a one-year contract with the Cowboys. 29 years old. He was a sixth-round draft pick in 2017 by the New Orleans Saints. And, of course, Sam Williams out for the season, the reason for that signing. Football tonight. Preseason starts off with a Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. Houston Texans taking on the Chicago Bears. Kicking at 7. You can hear it right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix. Glad to have you along on this Thursday afternoon. We're in Oxnard at Cowboys Training Camp, our AA Best Bail Bonds. Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy,
Everybody.
howdy.
Good to have you along. If you're getting off work right now, congrats. Congratulations. You made it. And tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
The weekend is here.
Mm-hmm. You know, Cowboys signed a guy today, a defensive guy.
Yeah.
Cowboys have had one major injury. I know Eric Kendricks is supposed to come on with us tomorrow, but he got hurt yesterday, so I don't know if he's going to make it, right?
Right.
But you look around at practice today, Hopkins, knee strain, out 4 to 6 weeks. Justin Herbert, he's got a foot that is going to miss all the training camp. Geno Smith is out of practice for a second straight day. You've had a couple people carted off of different practice fields today. One guy got airlifted out.
Yeah, that was in Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, holy cow. And it was a light day here in Oxnard for the Cowboys, just what they call a mock game, which is a fancy term for walkthrough, but that means keep the fans out and, limited media. We were able to watch, but video and stuff like that, you're not supposed to do. But my goodness, I mean, I know you see this all the time, but the number of injuries just today just seems a little more than normal during training camp.
It is weird, and we kind of touched on this earlier in the week, and I think I have no facts to back this up, but it is my feeling that there is no physical activity in any of the mini camps, no tackling, nothing physical. And I just think then you come out here and you got these guys running around. I think sometimes you go overboard in the name of safety. And it comes back and it bites you a little bit. And that's what I think's happening here. I think, if you're a football player, then football is a physical game. You get tackled, you bump into each other. And I just think you need to do that all the time. Keep your body conditioned to do that. And I think just my gut feeling, Jason, telling me that is a part of the reason why you see some of these injuries happening early in training camp.
It's possible. And again, with the Sam Williams injury, the Cowboys now it looks like might have signed it to or will sign to Shereen Williams from Pro Football Talk reporting that the Cowboys are expected to sign Shaq Tone. They
reports are that they will, and so you might sign two to replace the one. They worked out four. So it's interesting. Now, Tony was with the Commanders up there in Washington and was a teammate of Micah Parsons at Penn State. And he also played for the Cowboys defensive line coach in Washington. So Carl Lawson also worked out yesterday. And about an hour ago on Twitter, he just tweeted out a star emoji.
What are you going to just sign them all?
Well,
just in case.
I mean, poor Justin Hollins. I mean, but it's funny though. You look at Lawson, who's had a lot of experience with him. You know, a little bit older of the guys, but you know, Lawson tweets out just the star emoji. Is that an indication that he's going to sign with the Cowboys? I don't know. Or did he only get a 1 star on his workout with the Cowboys, which means he's not coming here? But if you add in Tony, who's 26, 7th round pick for the Commanders back in 21, played in 26 games. Mohammed was with the Colts, and you know, I just. Talent acquisition is, you know, everybody says 24/7. I don't know. I mean, they worked out 4, and it looked like they were going to sign 1. Maybe they sign them both.
Well, it looks like they are going to sign them both. And I think, you know, depth is a big thing there, or they liked them both and just want to take more of a look at both of those guys and get them in here in camp and see what they look like. But again, I think, you know, we underestimate what that Sam Williams injury means to this football team, because I really honestly believe this could have been the year that the Cowboys were thinking he was going to step up and get it done and be a pivotal part of that defense. And so you got a couple of guys coming in. Cowboys take a look at both. We'll see if either one of those guys sticks around.
Well, and I do think that having legit edge rushers is a good sign that Micah Parsons is going to be much more of a traditional linebacker this year. Not that he'll never line up there at the edge rush, but Micah Parsons said today, he was talking on the podium, that it's going to be an interesting year with Zimmer as the new defensive coordinator. He said, well, I'm going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff, dropping in the flats, curls. It's really everything. They're expanding my versatility and using me in ways I should be used and moving me around to make offenses ID me from other places and sending me when they should. Zim is going to utilize every asset of my ability, and that's something I appreciate. Is that just big shots at Dan Quinn?
Well, yeah. I mean, it has to be, right? I mean, Quinn didn't move him around, but, I mean, it doesn't take a genius. And I just wonder if Micah was vocal about that last year. Move me around, do something, or was he not? He just went where Quinn told him to go and told him to play. But, Jason, we started talking about Micah Parsons about midway through the season last year. And both of us said, you know, he lines up in the same spot every single play.
Yep.
They don't move him around, and so the offense knows exactly where he's going to be. And I think having some flexibility with Micah is going to not only help him, it's going to help the entire defense, where you can't plan for this guy. Move him around. You don't know where he's coming from, and there's a lot less chance in that case of double teaming the guy.
And he worked on his conditioning a lot, knowing that he was going to be having to cover a lot more ground and do a lot more things. But, you know, you think about 2 seasons with Dan Quinn almost exclusively as an edge rusher, dropping into coverage less than 100 times combined over the last 2 seasons, according to Pro Football Focus. More of a hybrid role as a rookie in 21, dropping in coverage almost as frequently as he rushed the passer. And it is interesting because I don't know if it takes a mad rocket scientist to figure out, hey, man, you can use this guy a lot of ways and Dan Quinn didn't, or, you know, Dan Quinn was so focused on get to the quarterback, put pressure on them, throw off their timing, and maybe that turns into interceptions. And Dan Quinn's defenses did turn the ball over a lot. They were able to get a ton of takeaways. Bland made, you know, my goodness, he was incredible last year. Zim's defenses aren't necessarily known for creating those kind of turnovers, but you got a ball hawk in Bland, obviously. You got a ball hawk in Diggs in the secondary. And, you know, it is a philosophy. If you're throwing off the timing and you're getting close to the doing well. And this year, it's going to be interesting to see. It's one of the more fascinating aspects of the upcoming Cowboys season is how different will the Cowboys defense be under Mike Zimmer?
Well, just the limited amount of time we've had to see them, a couple of padded practices, Tuesday and Wednesday, Micah was still rushing the passer.
Yeah.
Because that was the big deal. He was still lining up where the defensive end lines up. And I didn't see a lot of movement there. But all the videos that we saw, all the live action we saw, because we were watching the offensive linemen. How are they going to handle Micah Parsons with a Tyler Guyton? How is he going to do? And he did very well, as a matter of fact. Chuma Udoga, another guy who did very well. So I don't know if that was just to give those guys a test and see how they were going to do. But just from the limited amount of time, I didn't see Micah doing anything different than he did last year.
It's going to be interesting to see. And you think about the defense under Zim, we've got a defensive player, safety, Donovan Wilson. He joined us earlier in the show, right after practice, very early in the show. So if you missed it, we're going to play it for you again. Interesting stuff from the former Aggie on Mike Zimmer. Listen closely to what he says about Zimmer in comparison to Dan Quinn. We'll hear from Donovan Wilson coming up here on the Blitz 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. First, though, I do want to remind you, Saturday is the San Antonio Sports Star and Gomez Law Firm first annual back-to-school drive, noon to 2. 500 free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children. Kids must be present at the Gomez Law Firm there on Moss Rock Drive. Just Google it. It says noon to 2, but it's while supplies last. It's going to be a drive-through event. Drive in, 3 kids in the car, 3 backpacks. 1 kid in the car, 1 backpack. That's how it's going to work. And all kinds of other stuff will be going on out there, presented by Gomez Law Firm and in part by ProStar Home Care Services, Sonora Bank, and Las Palapas, noon to 2 this Saturday with 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star. Despite 3 12-win seasons, the pressure is on Dallas head coach Mike McCarthy for a championship as he heads into the final year of his deal. San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Cowboys Training Camp, brought to you by AA Best Bell Bonds and Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, continues all this week.
Hit anything that moves. The playmakers, man.
South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a man and you live in or around the San Antonio area, you need to listen to this message. Do you find yourself stressing about or even avoiding intimate moments? Do you find yourself thinking, is it going to work? Does your partner look at you and ask, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Do you get frustrated when things don't live up to their expectations? Men, you're not alone, and we have a solution. For over a decade, Mojo has delivered 100% guaranteed male performance results. Mojo truly works every single time. Guys, Mojo works when all other things fail, and its proprietary formula has helped thousands of men live their best lives again. Yeah! Mojo is 100% natural, blood pressure safe, diabetic friendly, and fast acting. And Mojo is now available in both spray and capsule formulas exclusively at Pure Line Nutrition. Call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today at 210-494-2210. That's Pure Line Nutrition, 210-494-2210.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees These are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Hey everybody, it's Joe Reinagle from the Blitz. I cannot tell you how happy I am with my brand new Connecticut quality water softener. Had it in my house now for about 2 weeks, and the difference it is making is just unbelievable. You know, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America. And you live in San Antonio in South Texas, a water softener, it's a must. And Connecticut is the absolute best. Up to 80% more efficient than competing models. Simple design, fewer moving parts, and in fact, you don't plug it in. No plug-in at all. It does not run on electricity. It only works when you need it to work. And right now, if you've been thinking about a Connecticut quality water softener in your home, Connecticut is going to let you try one for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. All you have to do is give them a call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com.
Tomorrow morning at 6, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Check them out on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage from Oxnard continues, brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rind. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix, now joined by safety Donovan Wilson. New defensive coordinator. What has been the biggest difference with Zim compared to what it was like with Dan Quinn?
Just putting guys in a lot of different positions and just letting us fly around and vision break.
So it's just a matter of his spin on things, I guess, with your defense and just moving you guys around, seeing where you fit best.
Yeah, it's been a lot of like disguises and stuff, but yeah, Zim brings the extra juice to the whole defense and keeps guys accountable.
Define extra juice.
He's making sure you're going to be where you're supposed to be.
Dan Quinn, and I love Dan Quinn, right? And I know the players love Dan Quinn, and Zim has that old school approach, right? And so does it feel different in the meetings and on the practice field?
I feel like it's nothing different with the defensive staff. It's more just guys are paying more attention, being more detailed to their work, seeing their mess ups, and then trying to clean it up.
So is it more of an old school kind of coach where he's going to get on to you kind of thing, or is that how it works?
Yeah, he definitely going to let you know when you're doing bad, but he also let you know when you're doing good too.
Okay.
And then that's what it's about. A friend of ours, a friend of the show, Andrew Sendejo, is the safety from Rice that played for him in Zim in Minnesota. When that happened, we had Andrew on, and he was talking about, man, that defense is going to get very different, a little bit complicated, but easy. But, you can't sit at home and go, all right, they're in this defense and this is what's going to happen. It won't be as predictable maybe as it was with Dan Quinn. Is that fair?
I can say that's fair, but it's really just about us tying in and buying into the scheme and everybody just trusting the process.
Yeah, what do you how do you guys approach this? I know training camp is high expectations for everybody, but you guys come in here, there's a lot of young guys playing both sides of the football. Mm-hmm. How are you guys feeling when you get back in there or when you're out on the practice field about what's going to happen this season?
We're expecting big things. We put in the work, and we're not saying that we deserve it, but once you put in the work, you got to get results. So.
And that's what it's all about. And I mean, Texas guy, you've been around, you know what it's like. The way last season ended, the off-season noise. How do you tune some of that out, or do you listen to it and say, yeah, the criticism has been fair?
You got to take the criticism, but me usually I just block it off and focus on what's the next style. The next step.
I mean, is it tough? I know Cowboy fans are having a hard time getting over that Green Bay loss. Mm-hmm. You guys already watched that, put it
take that next step. We already focused on week 1. We put in stuff to sharpen our sword so we'll be ready to go to war when it's time to go.
Donovan Wilson joining us here, Cowboys safety on the Blitz 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You've been in the league now for a while. Who's the best trash talker you've gone against?
I really don't focus in on that, but I'm telling you, I really don't focus in on trash talk. I really be 9 times out of 10, I'm the one who's talking trash.
But there's got to be somebody that you enjoy going up against because you know it's going to be a good chirping day all throughout the game.
You just don't poke the bear. Just don't poke the bear.
So that's interesting you say that. And your position, I mean, is a little bit different. You don't hear it maybe as much as a corner does, but do those guys tell you, or let me ask you this question: is there a guy that you focus on when you're playing, say a Justin Jefferson, for example, that you got to help the corner a little bit, or somebody like that? Is there that he's a good wide receiver that you're going to have to step in and help out?
I mean, there's a lot of good wide receivers. Really, I just take it play by play, and my guys tell me when it's time to cut it up or when they got to pull a leash off me sometimes.
Is there some code words that you guys use? As a hand signal, a look?
All we got to do is give each other that look.
Just that look. You see that look and you know.
I know.
You know.
You know, the Cowboys have had a lot of hard-hitting safeties. Would you consider yourself a physical safety?
Definitely. I pride myself off being physical and just bringing violence to every play I make.
So you want to light somebody up?
Hey, when the time presents itself, I'm going to do it.
All right, so I'm going to go back to Andrew Sendejo. He made those hats a couple of years ago, make football violent again. Why is it safeties have that violent mentality and corners make business decisions?
I mean, both positions got to be able to do both, but I just feel like the safeties are more, in the trenches, in the box, and that just come with the job description.
So when you're out there, do you like coming up to help stop the run, for example, or is it better if you're out, helping cover somebody out there?
I mean, I'm really just whatever coach want me to do for that play, that down, that's my job. But really just making plays on the ball, either catching or making a tackle that can make it force out.
What gets you more joy when you guys are in the film room watching, with a big hit stopping a run or a big pass breakup or an INT?
I'll say a big hit. A big hit really fire up. It brings more energy. When you get the ball, that brings about the same energy, but a big hit, they're going to remember that.
Yep.
Well, yeah, and causing turnovers, right? Yeah. I mean, I would think that would be something.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Donovan Wilson joining us here on the Blitz. The Longhorns are back in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
That rivalry is coming back. Now, you didn't get to play in that. But as an Aggie player, as a former Aggie, how excited are you for that game coming up late November?
That's definitely one of the games that I got marked on my calendar. We got a couple Longhorns on the team, and we're looking forward to that week.
What's going to be the internal wagers on something like that?
I feel like we're going to have a Longhorn in Maroon. Something like that. We're going to give them some Texas A&M gear.
Were you happy about Texas going to the SEC?
Oh, yeah, just to bring back that rivalry, definitely.
Yeah, because I know a lot of Aggies were like, we want to get away from that and do our own thing, and now here comes Texas again.
Yeah.
So it's cool?
Yeah, that's definitely going to bring back a lot of tradition, and there's going to be a lot of trash talking that game for sure.
When you think about your time at A&M, the fact that you were in that space where the game wasn't played, do you feel like you missed out on it? Or while you were there, it wasn't there, so it didn't matter, but now that it's back, you got, damn, man, I wish I could have played in a game like that.
Of course, I wish we could have had that one. But the way the SEC is like every week is an SEC game, and it brings the same amount of energy.
Is it really that much different? I mean, the SEC, it's like just everybody says the best conference in football, in college football. And I don't know. It looks physical. Looks like it's a physical matchup each and every week.
Oh, yeah, the SEC, I feel like that's the next step from where we're at now. And it's a good way to get prepared for the next level.
Donovan Wilson joining us here on the Blitz. How much college team trash talking is there, in that locker room? First round pick is an Oklahoma guy, and I know you're an Aggie, you hate those guys too, right? But now he's your teammate.
Well, we mostly talk more trash about the actual game, like NCAA, than real college right now. But we all guys got guys who gonna rep their team. I'm gonna rep mine for sure. So yeah.
What do you think about all this NIL stuff? money back at College Station.
Man, that's really changing the game.
Yeah.
That's changing the game.
Are you a fan of it?
I am. I feel like all players deserve to get paid for the work that they putting in. So definitely.
When you think about the college kids, 18, 19-year-olds getting the kind of money they are, now that you're getting an NFL paycheck and you've learned how to manage that kind of money, when you're talking to college athletes, do you now talk about finances and being smart with your money?
No, I really haven't had really too many interaction with college players since the NIL deal, but that's definitely something that they should look into and just be focused on coming out.
Yeah, you're a veteran now. How has your preparation for coming to a training camp like this changed since you were a rookie?
Just eating better, taking care of my body, ice cold tub, and just doing the right thing, stretching.
So do you find that like in the off season too? Do you pay more attention to taking care of your body?
Yeah, you definitely need that body work throughout the whole 365.
You realize that's how you make your money. You got to take care of it. So junk food and all that's out the window or limited?
You have one cheat day. Get one cheat day.
All right, on your cheat day, Donovan Wilson, what's your go-to?
Oh, you put me on the spot. I'm more of a wing guy. I like wings.
Yeah. Hot?
Honey hot.
Honey hot. So that's so what's your regular day? Because I figure that's chicken. That's got to be somewhat healthy, right?
Regular
hey, you
day.
put them on a smoker, you're good.
Yeah, but it's still I'm more of a I like salads. I'm a salad guy.
With chicken in it or just plain?
Low.
Yeah. See, I need to talk to this guy.
Why?
Because I could probably use a change in my diet.
Well, you could mix in a salad, but you don't look like that.
Well,
I'd rather not look like that.
got
not
hope.
have to mix in a
hope.
salad. Right?
There's hope there.
There's hope. You can look at him and tell him there's no hope.
There's hope there.
There's hope there.
You take the right steps, you can get it too.
You see that? See, these guys are disciplined. That's the problem between him and you and me.
All right, you could mix in salad, but can you mix out beer? Because I'm guessing, right?
That's a tough one for
That's a tough one.
See, that's not an issue for you, right?
No problem.
No problem. No problem. So when you go out to dinner, like we were talking yesterday with Hoffman, he's a big dude, and Tyler Guyton, 6'7". That guy's a giant,
He's a
right? He talks about they get 3 double cheeseburgers every day. 3. Yeah, that's insane, isn't it?
I can't do no with 3 cheeseburgers.
But they don't have to run as fast as you, though, and move around.
No.
I mean, they're big guys.
Definitely.
Do you ever eat with those guys?
I watch him eat.
You're over there with a salad, and he's got a tomahawk on the plate.
Catch me on a good day.
Catch you on a good day. When you think about where you are in this point at training camp, next week the Rams coming in for some joint practices. How nice will it be just to go against somebody else?
Yeah, it's gonna be live going against people other than the boys that you look at every day. You can really let loose and not hold back.
Well, and that's cool. And that kind of see where you guys are at, I would think, right? Is that even better maybe than a preseason game?
Yeah, because you don't show too much in a preseason game, and the scrimmages you get a little fancy out there.
Nice. So, what do you do for fun when you're not out there on the practice field out here in Oxnard?
I like to play the game. I'm a gamer.
Yeah?
Yeah, gamer.
Was it like Madden or something?
Madden, NCAA.
NCAA.
Right, yeah.
You got the system set up in the room?
Definitely.
Ready to go.
Yeah.
Get it done. Donovan Wilson, appreciate you spending some time with us today here on the Blitz.
No problem. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Appreciate you coming by, Donovan Wilson, here on the Blitz as we continue our training camp coverage, our AA Best Bail Bonds Cowboys Training Camp coverage brought to you by Southern Recipe Small Batch. No idea yet who we're going to have on the show tomorrow. It was supposed to be Eric Kendricks, but he got hurt, so we don't know. It might be Diggs.
Still hoping for Jerry Jones.
And Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the interesting thing. Jerry Jones was tentative for today, and they told us tentative that we would know at 10. And then we were told we would know at noon. Well, it's 3:28, and he still hasn't come by. 3:28 California time. So I'm going to guess probably Jerry Jones is out for today, and who knows why? They did sign some defensive ends today.
They did.
There's that court stuff that's going on with the NFL and the Sunday ticket red zone thing, and I don't know. Contract. Who knows? Who knows?
But it wasn't just us because we're on a radio row.
Yeah.
And so
the fan and the ticket in Dallas.
Yeah,
we're all saying the same thing. Well, we got to be ready for Jerry whenever he comes by.
So yeah. by tomorrow. That would be outstanding. And there's a lot of questions for him, obviously, and everybody wants to hear from the boss.
Everybody wants to hear from the boss. Now, on Monday, we did hear from Stephen Jones. And I think about all the different media that Stephen Jones has done. I've seen two different things today that are quoting Stephen from what he told us on Monday as that interview continues to make the rounds and that sort of stuff. And we just did confirm Stephen Jones will be on with us every Thursday once again during the NFL season.
And that was awesome. We just, in fact, just confirmed that. I remember 5-10 minutes ago. So that's outstanding. And we're getting it going, and McCarthy as well. So for the morning show. And hey, look, you don't get any better Dallas Cowboy coverage than you do right here on the Star. So
absolutely. San Antonio Sports Star for sure.
Yes.
I just saw something come across Twitter that looks really cool. Stadium Swim there at Circa Las Vegas and the Olympic coverage that they have on those screens there. And I can only imagine, even though it's preseason tonight, the preseason game that's going to be available there. And I can't wait to get back out to Stadium Swim and Circa Las Vegas. It's August 1st, so we're 3 weeks away from heading out to Circa Las Vegas. That means you have 3 weeks to book your flight and get out to Circa Las Vegas with us, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Blitz is going to be live at Circa the 22nd through the 25th. The show Thursday and Friday live. Saturday and Sunday we're playing. We're going to have fun in Las Vegas. We want to have fun with you. It's all a part of Circa's Ultimate Contest weekend. Circa Survivor and Circa Million are going on. The details on those two contests, as well as discounted rooms at both Circa Las Vegas and the D, are available at sasportstar.com.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for that. I really can't. It's going to be a blast. Now, Jason, we do this now or when we come back from the break. But Brian Schottenheimer was asked a question today about his young quarterback, Trey Lance. And I want to read the quote to you, and I want you to tell me, is it all BS? Or does he actually feel this way?
That, my friends, is called a radio tease.
Yes.
We'll talk about that and what Shotty said. The B-Shotty, if you will. Coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Friday on the Morning Huddle. Training camp coverage concludes, but man, we have got a lot to talk about. One more padded practice, one more day of fun.
And NFL preseason got underway yesterday with the Hall of Fame game. All that and plenty more here on the Huddle live from Oxnard.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Attention parents, football gear is 70% off. Helmets, shoulder pads, uniforms, and performance apparel, cleats, and all other equipment must go. Sportswear and footwear are 80% off and 70% off everything else. Team Express Superstore on East Nakoma.
3 bands, 1 stadium. Journey, Def Leppard, the Steve Miller Band. 3 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame icons. Their biggest hits. Friday, August 16th, Alamo Dome. Tickets on sale now at DefLeppardJourney2024.com.
At Lowe's, save big every day. Right now, get a free pneumatic nailer when you buy a pallet of Metabo HPT nails. And there's more. Save 10% on select shingles when you buy in bulk. Visit us in-store or online for low prices on the materials you need. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location. While supplies last, discount taken at time of purchase. See sales associate for details.
If you're looking to move out of your parents' place, you could really cut expenses by bundling your car and renter's insurance with Progressive, which is good because your little brother has gotten really territorial. You're blood related. You'd think it would be fine to share food in the fridge. I mean, who writes their name Tyler. Still, you've got to admire the commitment. So bundle your renters and car insurance with Progressive and use the savings to help you move out and have all the cheese you want. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increased libido, increased metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Over the past decade, the Room Pub has proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the UFC fights, and when you show up at the Room Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and certainly the best place to watch a game. The Room Pub is next to the Angry Elephant and in the same plaza as the Big Blind. They're at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Room.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9047. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9047. That's 800-575-9047. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road is now ready to serve up the cold drinks with your favorite Mexican dish. Come celebrate the grand opening of their bar this August 15th and get a free margarita only at El Guacamole Mexican Grill, 25020 Blanco Road.
The Morning Huddle.
2 days not doing radio with you, I get a little verklempt.
What does that mean?
I like it. I mean, I miss
you
getting
like
on
it?
air with you. I get a little verklempt.
I thought you were saying, I like it. I like those days where we don't work together.
No.
Fun.
On Sunday evening, I start thinking, oh, God, okay, I got to talk about this.
It makes me feel good,
Oh,
Rob.
Well, it's true.
But you're sitting around thinking about me on a Sunday night.
It's not a pleasant thing. I'm not proud of it.
The Morning Huddle with AJ and Rob. Weekday mornings 6 to 10. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys Training Camp coverage continues, brought to you by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. All right, Joe. Trey Lance, what did Schottenheimer say?
And today, all the assistants, right, were on the podium. A couple of other people were up there as well. And our good friend John Machota tweeted this out. And he says, this came from the mouth of Brian Schottenheimer on quarterback Trey Lance. He says, quote, what I see is a guy that's going out each day and he's competing at the highest level. Is he making mistakes? Of course he is. But I see improvement every day. If you watch his footwork, Trey has never done some of this stuff. So what I see is when his footwork speeds up, when the ball comes out on time, he's getting it. He's starting to figure it out. And he says you cannot coach him hard enough. He just wants Scott Tolzien, the quarterback coach, to coach him every play. Mike McCarthy to coach him on every play. The other thing I love about him is how much he leans on Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush. And it goes on and on and on. I mean, it's just a gushing love letter to Trey Lance. So my question is,
okay,
are they saying this because it's true? Or are they saying it because, well, they want everybody to buy in?
Combination, especially if he becomes tradable. Now, think about what he said, and I'll go back to things that I've learned from high school coaches that work with quarterbacks, or even Mike Riley when we had watched film together when he was coaching the Commanders. You know, the footwork. Now, go back to and read the footwork part of that quote again.
He says, but what I see, if you watch his footwork, Trey has never done some of this stuff. So what I see is when his footwork speeds up and the ball comes out on time, he's getting it. He's starting to figure it out.
So footwork, that's important. Ball speeds up. He's getting it. He's getting better every day. It also tells me he's a long way to go. He is very much a work in progress, which we have known. And I'll go back to what we watched today. You know, it was walkthrough. They call it a mock game. Dak and Cooper Rush were working with the 1s and 2s on one of the fields, and then all the other dudes were on the other field, and that's where Trey Lance was. Now, you could argue that Trey's over there with all the other young players, especially those that aren't likely to make this football team or maybe practice squad types, but he got more reps today than did Cooper and Dak because those two were splitting reps. But even then, it looks like he is a clear 3 on the depth chart right now from what we have seen in practice while we've been here this week. And he hasn't looked impressive at all. I don't know if that's glowing and gushing. It's, but we're not trained to watch footwork and release points and all those different kinds of things like Schottenheimer is. And, your footwork and your release and where it is on the timing of the route, it is, I want to say different for him, but it's not like he was drafted in April in the 4th round. He's been with the Cowboys for a long time. To me, that's a little bit more alarming that he's still trying to figure out the footwork. It shouldn't be that new to him.
Well, and that's been the knock on the kid, right? He said that he's got all the tools. He just can't seem to figure it out. He says, he went on to say, obviously leans on Dak and Cooper Rush. And he says, these guys know the system better than anybody else. They're on top of what we're trying to get done. About Trey Lance, he says, what I would say, he's had more good days than bad days, but like everybody else, are there mistakes? Absolutely. And then he puts them all in a deal. Do we have to take better care of the football as a unit? Yes. But he says he's growing. So interesting, but seeing what we've seen out of him and then hearing that, I mean, I have to agree wholeheartedly with you. This kid's a work in progress, and I don't think he's anywhere near ready to start an NFL game, number one, or back up a Dak Prescott, number 2.
I think they are trying to give him every opportunity to win that backup job.
It ain't happening, but at least not now.
I mean, and preseason games will matter to him.
Sure.
I'll say what I've been saying for months. Cooper Rush is a game-ready backup quarterback.
Sure he is.
He has proven himself to be a game-ready backup quarterback. Trey Lance has not done that yet. So when they're making their decisions in their room and they're going through, cut this guy, cut that guy, and they're creating their 53-man roster, and you go around the room and your honest evaluations, who gives us the best chance to win if something were to happen to Dak Prescott? And that answer is Cooper Rush. It's been Cooper Rush, and it's going to be Cooper Rush.
I don't think there's any question about it. But, I mean, at some point in time, you got to wonder, I mean, were the 49ers that wrong on this guy? Did they overestimate what happened to him? Then, in turn, did the Cowboys overestimate? Because they gave San Francisco a 4th-round draft pick, which the 49ers had to be throwing a party about. So, why are all these football knowledgeable people so wrong when it comes to this kid? And that's baffles me, because when you look at it, and again, he's only 23 years old. Kid hasn't played much football, but don't you have to take that into consideration when you trade 3 draft picks to move up to number 3 to draft this kid as high as you did and put all that on him? It makes no sense to me that smart people that are scouts and that are general managers and coaches in the NFL are so wrong about a player like Trey Lance.
I mean, you're right. It is such a crapshoot. And he was drafted more on potential than anything else. There was something about him that San Francisco really liked, but it wasn't just the Niners that were in love with Trey Lance because of what he did in his combine and the workouts. And the knock was he was raw. He was always raw, and because he didn't play a lot of football from high school and in college. So, the potential is there. There's been guys that, surefire guys that didn't work out. I mean, Ryan Leaf is probably the biggest
Well, he was his own worst enemy.
He was, but I mean, Ryan was his own worst enemy. But coming out, Peyton Manning, Ryan Leaf, it doesn't matter. They're both the same, 1 and 1A. Ryan never. It was so bad for him early, he became his worst enemy, and it went from there. You look at a guy like Jamarcus Russell, and those were guys. I mean, the Josh Rosen. I mean, the list is long of quarterbacks taken in the first round that didn't work out. But because Trey Lance is a mystery man, as you call him, I do think that there is intrigue there because the what if factor seems higher. Because he's got everything there. Can he put it all together and turn into something? The Cowboys used a 4th-round pick. I think we all agree they overpaid for that. It wasn't a good move, but they threw the spaghetti against the wall, and it doesn't look like it's going to stick. Now, that said, do you want to give Jerry any credit, even though he overpaid for – what have we been saying? Why aren't you drafting quarterbacks in the 4th or 5th round like you did a Dak Prescott? Because you never know. And he had a chance to go get Trey Lance. Yes, we all think he overpaid for him, but Trey Lance, in Jerry's mind at the time, and I don't necessarily know that I disagree with this, although it hasn't worked, probably a better use of a 4th-round pick than somebody else because he was taken high for a reason.
I just the more I look at it, and I disagreed with the move when it happened, and this.
Yeah.
Very vocal about it. I thought it was a terrible move because of what I saw. And you're right, he is raw. There's no question about that. But the Cowboys now have to decide, after having him for now, almost a year and a half, what are you going to do with him? Because this is the last year of his contract. And I know he's going to play in the preseason. You got to figure out what you've got and if there's any hope at all. So what do you do with a guy like Trey Lance? Because eventually the Cowboys are going to have to look at a plan B. And that may be sooner rather than later, depending on what happens with the Prescott drama. But what do you do with this guy? I mean, there's got to be a point in time where somebody says, look, I can make something out of this kid, or we can't, and we're going to have to move on. So it's just, they're running out of time is what I'm saying, because once the preseason's over, forget about it, unless something catastrophic happens to both Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush. So, I mean, that's all you're going to get. That's the only space the Cowboys are going to have to look at this kid, because once the season starts, forget it. There's nothing that Trey Lance can do to improve his stock.
When I think about what could be a long-term plan for Trey Lance, because I do think with the new quarterback rules, having 3 active on game day, I don't know that you could hide him on a practice squad, or if he was even eligible for that matter. But a year and a half, he didn't have a full season in Dallas last year, but damn near a full season. He's had a full off season. So if Dak does walk in free agency and signs with another team, Cooper is not going to be a starting quarterback. Trey Lance at least has a head start on competing at a very inexpensive way while you try to find your next quarterback. Similar to what you've got going on in Minnesota with Sam Darnold and J.J. McCarthy is who they drafted. You've got, a veteran in Zach Wilson in Denver competing with the Bo Nix.
Yeah.
It could be a situation like that at least he's got a head start in the system to where you can game plan if you're pegging him to be a starter until somebody could take that job. Or I just think it becomes basically an insurance policy, because he won't be an expensive quarterback, even though he's a free agent next year. Nobody is going to go give that kid a boatload of money like they did Jordan Love after one good year. No, that's just not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. But we'll see. I mean, their window, though, is running out to see. I mean, it really is. And somebody, again, is just going to have to convince Jerry, I think, and Steven that I can make something out of this guy. And whether Dak signs an extension here or not, they got to figure out what they're going to do with this guy. And then if he's not the answer, you're going to have to try and find that answer eventually, because, again, we've got to look at if there is an extension, how long is that? And then you've got to start thinking about the future, because another with a Dak Prescott.
No.
I just don't. So that's it. And you got to figure out what you're going to do in the future.
And quite honest, you look at all of this. You got 3 quarterbacks in camp right now, all in the final year of their deal as we sit right here on the first day of August. You've got your head coach, who's also your play caller, on his final year.
Your defensive coordinator, 1 year.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of 1 years out there.
Jerry loves the prove it feel. At least that's what he tells us.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of unknowns going down the road.
No question.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Yes, we're in Oxnard, but we'll be home late Saturday night. What's going on this weekend? Let's find out on what's on
The
tap.
Blitz wants you to know what's on tap. Presented by Sam's Burger Joint.
What's on Tap is brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint, online at samsburgerjoint.com, where you can see their entire schedule, get your tickets and their menu. They've got the Dan Gonzalez band out there tonight. Bros Inc. with Ruben V and Jimmy Spotcheck on Friday night. That will be a hell of a show. Rob Lyons and Dallas Burrow on Saturday. Dave Alvin and Jimmy Dale Gilmore on Sunday there at Sam's Burger Joint.
Well, tonight, if you're not going to Sam's Burger Joint, you might want to head out to Green Hall for the Alan Hendrickson Band. How about this? The HEB Alan Hendrickson Band. You familiar with him?
No, I was wanting the next one you're about
That's
to
what
read.
I'm saying. How about that Donnie Osmond, direct from Vegas? Where's the HEB Performance Hall?
It's the old Tobin.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think, yeah.
All right. Well, no, then there's Tobin. It's got the SA Film Festival Day 3. Paper Tiger has Hot Freaks. Says it's sold out, but it's never sold out. And Aries Spears is at the LOL Comedy Club.
Frostbank Center on Friday night. Junior H, the Sad Boys Mania Tour. Dylan Wheeler out at Green Hall on Friday night. Stable Hall at the Pearl has Larry Fleet. Joe Rogan at the Majestic Theater on Friday night. Grupo Firm is at Moody Center. I know I butchered that. Apologies. Iron and Wine at ACL. Kingdom Come at Fitzgerald's. The Chris Cuevas Project at Southtown 101. And Caleb Young out at the Bluebonnet Palace.
How about Saturday night at the Frostbank Center? Yeah, legends of hip-hop. Ice Cube, Bones and Thugs Harmony, and more. Much more. Whitewater Amphitheater, Shane Smith and the Saints. You got Joe Rogan again at the Majestic Theater on Saturday night. And, boy, all kinds of stuff happening. Bob Schneider is out at Green Hall Saturday night. So a lot to choose from on Saturday. If you're into disco, and I know you are, Jason. Gimme Gimme Disco, a disco party inspired by ABBA.
Oh, really?
On Saturday night.
Huh.
Maybe you can get there in time to go. Have Joanna pick up those tickets. You just head right out there from the airport.
Yeah. It were the Disco Duck, maybe.
Disco Duck.
Sunday at the Majestic Theater, Rain, a tribute to the Beatles is going to be playing. Of course, at the Frostbank Center, the Big Three is going to be there starting at 2 o'clock. And make sure you're listening tomorrow for chances to win tickets for that. Soul Sessions out at Green Hall. Vibes Event Center has As I Lay Dying.
Wow. Well, how nice. Wow. Huh. How about that? Now, is that a group or is that a play?
It's at Vibes Event Center, so that's probably a heavy metal group.
A heavy metal group.
Vibes is a great place if you've ever been to Vibes or Rock Box.
See, that's another story I'd love to hear. How the hell did you come up with that name?
Good Lord.
As I lie dying.
Yeah.
Or lay
Yeah.
dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow. All right. Monday night, Green Hall. Tuesday night, Green Hall. Both of them. 2 tons Tuesday on Tuesday with 2 tons of steel. That's always awesome.
ACL Live on Wednesday. An evening with the Pretenders. A good midweek show next Wednesday.
And I know what you want to go see. You're going to the Aztec Theater, aren't you, Jason, Wednesday night? Little Thunder from Down Under.
What?
The Untamed 2024 tour.
You go to that one.
Yeah.
I'd rather go see Roseanne Barr Wednesday at LOL Comedy Club. What's
Thunder
on tap?
From Down Under.
Brought to you by Sam's Burger Joint.
I'm actually
online at samsburgerjoint.com.
Say, hey, Joe, can you fill in for one of our guys? Can't make it. You'll do.
So you didn't take that fluffer job?
No, I did.
Speaking.
Hey.
Speaking of, let's judge me.
Grilling with the Blitz, presented by Tri-County Meat Market.
You know, we tell you all the time, you grilling, you know you're taking photos of that great meat that's on your grill. Upload those pictures to sasportstar.com because Joe loves judging your meat.
Absolutely.
And we love giving away other people's money. A $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
And in honor of the Texans game tonight, we have decided to honor a Texan. And the only reason I know that is because he's wearing a Texans shirt.
Well, and Joe put on here Texan brisket.
Yes.
That brisket looks good. Oak smoked, super lean brisket. And I don't know why the hell you'd want a super lean brisket, but, you know, you've had a lot of lean years with the Houston Texans, but things are looking up. Not only are the Texans good, but, Joe, you just won yourself a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market.
Yay.
All right, Friday. Don't know who we're going to have on the show tomorrow, but we know we will have a player or two. Rob and AJ, 6 o'clock. We're back at 2.
Yeah.
Extra innings with Pledge. Coming up next. You guys have a good night.
Full coverage of Dallas Cowboys Training Camp live from Oxnard, California. KTFM.